Hello, can you hear me? Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum. Please make Jom an emote. No. You can hear me? Do I sound okay? It's actually real. Yeah, because you scared me into thinking I have to stream soon or else I'm going to lose my platform. No, I've been meaning to do it since the Elden Ring video came out, to do like a post-video Q&A. Um, I'll probably do this now, and then I'll do another one later today or later in the week when the kids are awake. And we'll see what the sound quality is like. So we'll see. I don't have half of my shit set up. We're not going to be playing a game. We're not going to be listening to music. Maybe I'll put a little bit of music on. We're not going to be playing a game. I'm not going to be saying thank you to subs or anything because I don't have that logged in. I can't even see that on the list. So I'm going to have to just like sit on chat and just like see it. So I'm going to be answering questions. So I'm probably not going to be doing that. Let me pop out chat though. Chat settings. I've forgotten how to do it. How do I pop out chat? It's right there, isn't it? Chat settings? Do I have to go to switch non-mod settings? And then I pop out chat? Yeah, there it is. Pop out chat. Okay. Do 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 do. Fuck. Whenever I make the chat bigger, it makes all the windows bigger. Okay, that's fine. All right, so I'm streaming on the Shure SM7B microphone. So usually I have to be squeaky chair still here. Usually I have to be you misspelled impromptu. Did I really? Oh, fucking hell. I did. Oh no. Okay, well that just shows you how it's on purpose because that just shows you how impromptu it is. Is because I spelled something wrong. Okay, like that's it. All right. So how do I sound right now? Do I sound okay? Because like the microphone, like when I record for videos on this microphone, usually I have to be really close to it. But I did some tests with it earlier, and it was fine this far away, and I'm surprised how well it was fine, how well it was, how well it was fine, how well it was. So yeah, sound washed out. Do I sound washed out? Maybe. Or are you saying I'm washed out because there's been no content? Wouldn't that be washed up? With Was this the mic for the Elden Ring vid? Yeah, this is the mic for the Elden Ring vid and the Witcher 2 and Witcher 3 videos. Um, it wasn't really calibrated all that well. Well, it was calibrated fine for the Witcher 2 video, but I fucked with the audio too much in post, and I'm not really too happy with the audio with that. Like, it's way better than the previous videos, but it's still not great. I think the Elden Ring video, the audio is probably as good as it's going to get for me, unless I like hire a sound engineer to do it. Did you finish building PC? Yeah, we're streaming on the new computer right now. So that's kind of what this is all about. Just setting it up, making sure that it's fine. OBS has this really cool thing now where when you launch it for the first time, it will it'll calibrate the whole thing for you. So it's pretty good. Just set all the bitrate for me, did everything for me. It was really good. So I'm in the basement. Everyone's asleep, apart from me and the dogs. So the dogs are down here with me, so you might hear them walking around. Yoshi and Gatsby. The other dog is upstairs. Lily's dog. Do 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 do. Wow, I've never seen you stream live before. Most haven't. It's been a while. It's a legendary event. First time chat from viewer. First time chat from viewer. First time chat from viewer. Okay, so Twitch has changed. Holy shit. Joe, how's your sleeping schedule? Not non-existent. 2 nights ago, I got the first halfway decent sleep I've gotten in about 4 months. Like my sleeping is out of control. How bad it is. Like I won't lie to you guys. Like it's been awful, and I don't really know why. So yeah, it's been pretty bad. But 2 nights ago, I finally got a decent amount of sleep. Last night was I don't know. Do 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 do. Joe, I miss you. I rewatched all your vods. Terrifying. Terrifying. Even the Danganronpa ones, terrifying. What is your favorite read from last year? I didn't read anything last year. What percentage of that is a Witcher taking assault? Not really. Uh, it's mostly being a dad. Like believe it or not, I still am enjoying making the project. It's just gotten very difficult, and like on some level I'm sick of it, obviously, because it's been going on for so long, and that's why the Elden Ring video was really nice to make, and it was nice to just actually get something done, and it was a big relief when people liked it, and it's been the second best video launch ever, and possibly the best video response ever. So it was a big relief to be like, oh, I can still do this. That's fun, because it's been a while. Hopefully, I don't show the screen right now because it's stuck on image, right? Yeah, it should be fine. Okay, so it's been a while since there's been some. It's been a while since you last saw Nanako. It's been a while since I released a video, but it's been even longer since I released a video that wasn't a Witcher video. So June 30th, 2019. That's a long time ago. So it's been 3 years pretty much since I did a video that wasn't about fucking Geralt. So it's a big relief that I can still do it. You know what I mean? Like, because what if you fall? I'm the kind of motherfucker that like legitimately forgot how to ride a bike. Okay, like you know what they say, you never forget how learn how to ride a bike. I forgot how to ride a bike. Okay, like so like. So it was nice to, have that experience, like, oh, okay, I can still make content, and I can make it somewhat fast, like breakneck speed for me, and a lot of people are surprised. But also, like, I used to make content pretty fast. People don't know this if they discover me later in the YouTube career. But when I first started, I was considered to be the fastest YouTube critic. Like that was one of the best things about me, was that I make content quite quickly, quite regularly on different topics and everything. And then that changes as it went on. Like you go back, you can see why the old videos suck. I recently watched a lot of them back, and I'm like, oh my god, like I sound awful. This joke doesn't land. Like the audio is bad. The clips don't match up all that well, and just like I really don't like pretty much any video before the Breath of the Wild video. No, thank you. Like there's maybe a couple here and there. I'm like, yeah, okay, this still holds up, but it's kind of an accident. Where, yeah, like I went back and I watched all the Dark Souls videos, and the Bloodborne videos for making the Elden Ring video, and like, wow, some of them are just really bad, and even some of the points I make in them, even it's not just about the delivery, even some of the points I'm like, who cares? Like there's this one I cringe about regularly, in the Rise of the Tomb Raider video, where I show this clip where I say like the game was, I'm trying to make the argument that the game is kind of rushed and buggy, and I show this clip of when Lara can see through this gap in a mountainside, and you could see like the level skybox mesh outside that everything's supposed to be aligned to. You're not supposed to see that. And I say that, oh, at one point I could see through the gap in the world, as if this is like slam dunk, wow, this was rushed. And I look back at that and I'm like, that's just like the tiniest little area. No one's gonna see that. Like, why do you care, Joe? Like who cares, past Joe? So yeah, I'm sure that I'm way harsher on myself than most people are. Well, most, but yeah, a lot of the old content I'm not really all that fond of anymore, and that's part of the reason why a lot of the newer stuff takes so long, is because I fuss over it more. But that can be too much for sure. But there's also a benefit from fussing. Like I think the Elden Ring video is actually one of my best ones, even though comparatively to the later stage content I've released, I made it quite quickly. But it was also, so I'm just talking. I'm not even answering anyone's questions. I'm just talking now. I'm sorry. So the Elden Ring video was an experiment. It was like a vacation from the Witcher stuff, but it was also like, how quickly can I make this video, because I'm not sure if I can even make videos anymore going forward. Like I don't know, because of how my home life is right now, if I can even make the content anymore. like I don't even know if I can stream anymore because we have 4 kids and it's just the house is too small for us, and they're going to be right above my head when I try and do another stream later. But maybe this microphone's going to be fine. So like I did an experiment, and it's like I thought it was a pretty fair experiment because it's like, okay, I know this series, I know these games quite well, I know I can talk about them and write about them, and I have a lot of experience to draw from. But at the same time, like the game's huge. Like it's a really like even if it wasn't a big open world game, the Dark Souls games or any Souls like games are usually very mechanically dense and very difficult to talk about. So it was a pretty good experiment of like I have a lot to draw from here. I know I'm gonna have enough to talk about, but at the same time it's not gonna be easy. So my goal was I said this on Discord as well if you saw it. So sorry for the repeated content. Was I want to write it in 2 days. I want to record it in the next 2 days, and then I want to assemble the video in another 2 days. And I understood that that would probably go for a full week. So that was my goal. And on the first day that I started writing, and I gave myself enough time to play the games as much as I wanted to. That's it. So that was my goal for the experiment, to see how quickly I could make it. And on the first day I started writing, I got sick. And it wasn't like the worst sickness in the world, but anyone who's ever tried to do something like creative writing can attest that if you're not feeling 100%, it's very hard to do any writing. If I hadn't gotten sick, I would have finished it in time. I would have finished writing the script in 2 days. It actually took me 4 to 5 days because I got sick. But then later on, I had to add a little bit to the script, so it's kind of hard to judge the recording part. And the recording part I would have gotten done in 2 days as well. So I think that would have been successful. But the video assembly part, oh, hell no. Hell no. So the video assembly took me 3 weeks. I think it took me 3 weeks. Around there. After I blew past the 2 days, I was like, ah, fuck. Oh, well. Now, some of you who might be familiar with video creation might be having the opposite reaction of some of you right now, and might be looking at that video and going, wow, you made that in 3 weeks? You know what I mean? Like 3 weeks, 3 week turnaround on making that video is actually pretty fucking good. To be fair, but the whole point of 2 days was like I knew I wasn't gonna be able to make a video of that quality in 2 days, but I wanted to make just a video in 2 days. So that was supposed to be like I would be able to just cut down on fussing and just do my best, whatever I can do in 2 days, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't not fuss. I couldn't keep myself from matching the clips and doing some creative stuff with editing. If you've watched the video, you know I really, really like doing match cuts, where I will match an animation of the enemy or the player from one clip to another and try and make it so it aligns with the point. I really like doing that stuff. It's actually not that difficult. It really impresses a lot of people, but it's not that difficult. I learned a lot about video editing from doing the Witcher 1 video especially. So I've gotten a lot faster at it, but still I just like doing that stuff. But the other thing, and why I built a new computer, was because the old computer, for whatever reason, I really like the new version of Adobe Premiere because it can do hardware encoding, and it just renders so much faster. It's amazing how much faster it is. Like, we're talking about something that could have literally taken 36 hours before can now render in like 2 to 3. Like it's unbelievable how much faster the Adobe Premiere 20 version 22 or whatever it is, the hardware encoder is. Like it's like a dream. I'm like, holy shit. But for whatever reason, the new version, actually the editing process is just slow as shit compared to the older version. And I was wondering if that's because of my hardware or whatever, if I needed to upgrade. So I did, and I built a new computer, and it's good because the old one's kind of like on its last legs for some reason. I don't know why. And I did like a little test project, and that runs like a dream too. So that really slowed me down. When I was making the Elden Ring video, it would hitch a lot. There would be these really big slowdowns. Sometimes I would hit play and I would watch like a 2 minutes of video I finished, and like halfway through that, it would just freeze, but the audio would keep going, and I would hit like spacebar to pause it, and it would be a full 20 seconds until it finally stopped, right? Isn't like 5 a.m. in there right now? Yeah, it is. I've been awake for a while. Like I don't sleep like a normal person. Yeah. So like, yeah, so I thought, okay, let's do a new build and see if that helps. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just trying to see what I can do. I can pick my projects better. Like, there's certain videos I know I could make very quickly. I'm fairly certain I could make a video on Last of Us 2, not including playing the game. I could make that video in 2 weeks. But if that's all I'm doing, you have to understand. Like I also like barely saw my kids all March. You know, like I crunched the fuck out of this video. So like there's a big balance thing going there too. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it's going. Steins Gate video will take 5 minutes. It sucks. Do you have a Ryzen CPU? No, I don't have a Ryzen CPU. I have an Intel one. I don't really like AMD. I had a bad experience with AMD, so I'll never buy them again, which is probably wrong of me. Don't take that as an endorsement of Intel or, you know, damning criticism of AMD. I have no idea how to do this shit. You know, like I just found out that I'm pretty sure for one whole PC build, okay, that I didn't even go into the BIOS and turn XMP on to get the to get the full speed out of my RAM. So for that whole PC build that I used for like 2 years, it was running with XMP off. I had no idea. Like, god damn it. I also had to scavenge some fans from old computers and for this one, and I realized that like some of them I just didn't even plug in. Like there was the whole ass fan that just hasn't been running on one of the old computers. I didn't have any problems with temperature, so it doesn't matter. So yeah. Is Outer Wilds video ever in the project? I would love to do a video on Outer Wilds. So what I would love to do after a couple videos. So I have a couple videos I want to do. I can't remember what exactly they are. There's this one on the CD Projekt game. So there's those. So there's okay. All memes aside. So there's Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk, right? And then I would really like to do a video on Last of Us 2. And I've also sunk so much time into Genshin Impact that I really want to make a video on that too. But I haven't played the Genshin Impact in like, I don't know, 4 months now. It's been a while. Basically, I quit Genshin Impact so I could rejoin it, replay it, go back to it in a huff a couple months later, because that's just part of the Genshin Impact experience. There you go. That's a spoiler for you. That's a leak. That's actually in the script. So like after those, I would really like to do just, I don't know, at least 10 videos of just nonstop, like, I love these games, and I'm gonna be a little critical of them, of course, because I'm me, but like I just want to make positive videos for like 10 games in a row. So like Outer Wilds, Crosscode, some of my favorites, you know, like that I've played back in the day, you know, stuff like that. Undertale, Danganronpa, but no, that wouldn't qualify for that. So just stuff like that. I would like to do some videos to prove that I can be positive and I'm not just a huge stick in the mud. Played Outer Wilds DLC? No, I didn't. I'm saving that for you guys. We're gonna stream it. Is this Q&A spoiler free, boss? Spoiler free depends on the question. If someone asks me about a boss in Elden Ring, I'm probably gonna talk about it, but I can't promise chat is going to be spoiler free. I'm not going to show anything. Like the screen that you're seeing right now is going to be the screen for the whole thing. And I don't know how long this is going to go on for either. No one should be awake for hours still, but I don't know how long I can talk for. I don't know if the computer is going to be fine. Like, I don't know. We'll see. Favorite Elden Ring boss? Godric. Will you stream Chaos? Chaos sounds like a good stream. Yeah, we should stream that. Although I think it's going to be boring. I think it's just going to be like a one-note joke. But maybe it's more entertaining than I think. Is Crosscode potentially a video? I'd love to do a video on Crosscode, but there's a lot of games that I'm not sure if they could fill out a whole video. Maybe I could do like a combination thing. Do we have a timeline for streaming picking up again, aside from probably after Witch and Cyberpunk? I can't answer that. I don't know. Sorry. Maybe we can intersperse some streams in here now and then. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm resistant to the idea of streaming a game and then just disappearing for a while, because I feel like that really kills momentum. But does it matter? I don't know. I feel a lot looser and flexible about things since the Patreon's gone. So maybe I don't care. Maybe I'm okay with that. Maybe I'm okay with like streaming a playthrough and then being like, all right, see you next month. Like maybe I'm fine with that. But like everyone's gonna have to know, you know, don't sub if you're not interested in that. But people are subbing in this stream when I told them not to. So I don't know. Which ending did you get? I got 2 endings. I got the main ending and I got the blue ending. There you go. That's a spoiler-free way of doing that. Based off your tweet, favorite weekend song? Oh, from the new album, I think Gasoline is my favorite. Although I really like the ending poem. That was pretty good. Off the new album, I think Gasoline's my favorite. Maybe a 3 games instead of some Subnautica style video for short game video. Yeah, maybe, but that video didn't do very well. I don't know where I sit in terms of content that people really want. I know that like most people usually say we just want content, period, but that's not true. You know, I feel like the videos that people really want me to make are one of two. Either Joe goes really long into a series or a big juicy game with a lot of plot stuff and gameplay stuff at the same time, and you just do the whole shebang, or Joe crucifies big new popular thing. You know, I always do it fairly, but I think those are the two things people want from me, and anything else is like, yeah, you know, it can be a good video and a lot of people could enjoy it, but it's not gonna get the clicks. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean I always have to go for the clicks. There's lots of topics I want to do just for me, but when I have to start picking my projects a lot more carefully now because it's just so hard and maybe even impossible to do because we have 4 kids, it can be hard to justify doing them. I didn't like his voice on Guessling. No? Oh, okay. I can see it's a bit different, yeah. That's the new one he did, Dawn FM, is the only album of his I've listened to the whole way through. This is The Weekend, by the way. I listened to the whole album and I liked lots of it. I like I Can't Feel My Face When I'm With You. That's a pretty classic one from him. I don't really like Starboy. And what's the one where he's like Save Your Tears for Another Day? That one's pretty good. And after that, I don't think I know any of his songs. Did you face writing block sometimes? I don't believe writer's block is a thing. Is it harder to write sometimes than others? Sure. But writer's block is usually what some people say when they're experiencing something as a way to maybe not tell you exactly what they're experiencing. Like there's like writer's block sounds like a medical condition. Like, oh my god, I have writer's block. I'm such a fucking writer. Like no, it's not really a thing. You of course there are gonna be some days where you don't want to write, and some days you just have to force yourself. You just have to. I've said this on stream before a few times. One of the most like poignant quotes that I've heard about this is from the late poet Charles Bukowski, and he said that he said in an interview, and he also said it in a poem. You know, sometimes if you have to wait around for the words to come out of you, you're never going to actually do anything. But if you are the person who has to do that, then you know, wait patiently. But sometimes you have to force it out. But then he also said in an interview once, while drunk, because he was Charles Bukowski, that the best writing that you have is like a hot beer shit, where it just comes out of you effortlessly, and you just feel so satisfied, and you feel so much better once it's out of you. So it's like, you know, like that's when writing comes out. Now, I used to think that was right. So, and me and Lily have spoken about this on streams before, where we said that, because Lily also writes, and I wrote fiction before, so it's not just always nonfiction I'm writing, is that the best writing you do is when it comes out of you effortlessly, and you enter like a flow state of writing, and that's when you do your best work. I used to think that, but there's been lots of writing I've done, both fiction and nonfiction, where I have forced it, and when I've read it back a long time later, and I can't remember what parts came out effortlessly and what parts I forced, I can't tell the difference. So I think for some writers, for sure, that's the case that it can be, but it isn't for me. You know, like you can force something out and it can be good, and I'm pretty sure goes for all forms of art too. I'm sure there's lots of visual artists that sometimes just sit down and just force themselves to do something and it ends up being good. Maybe you can force yourself into a flow state. I don't know. Flow state just feels good in my MIO regardless of quality. Yeah, you like. I mean, you can go into a flow state doing the fucking dishes, man. Like a flow state is not, you know, unique to artists. You can go into a flow state just walking, just going for a walk, and you get into like a daydream, you know, mode and everything. Like, yeah. But that's a little different than like an active flow state, you know. Bum. Have you played the third Tomb Raider game, the new one? I have, but I don't think I finished it. That was the first game I played on the PC I built before this one, and I was surprised that I couldn't cap out the settings because I thought that PC was really good. So maybe this one can run it. Sorry if you already answered this, but what were you up to in the 2 years between uploads? Working on, you know. There was also, we did streams during that, though I can't remember all the streams that we did. That took up a lot of time, and also just being a father. Yeah. I don't have a question. I just want to say I hope you get a moment to breathe once Witcher 3 videos. And thanks. Would you ever play D&D? I have played D&D now. I have played D&D. But I don't really want to talk about that yet. How is that, to be honest? I have one kid and it is exhausting. So one kid is hard. You have your first kid and you're like, oh my god, how the hell did I not realize I didn't have any time before? And I had so much time to get things done, I didn't realize it. When you have a kid, when that kid is now taking up all your time, it really like soaks it up. And then you have another kid, and after you have a second kid, you look back and you're like, oh my god, I had all that time when I only had one kid. Why did I not get everything done? And then you have a third kid, and that doesn't happen again with your third kid. So that's when it compounds. There's a lot of like the kids can entertain each other and everything, but once you start getting into third and fourth kid territory, you're not realizing that you had a lot of time. Your time just becomes a lot more compressed, and you have to let things go. Lily struggles this with a bit. I hope she doesn't mind me telling this. She's probably fine with it. Lily struggles this with more than I do because Lily like my job is doing this, doing the YouTube, and right now doing this, but I haven't been doing this for a while. Lily's job is primarily to look after the kids. And like I have, and Lily gets very insecure that she's not doing enough for the household and for the kids. And I always have to like reassure her and tell her that first of all, she has the harder job out of the two of us, and secondly, that you're not a time traveler. You can't make time. Your time is completely capped, and you make the most of it, and you also have to have some time for yourself at the same time. It's very stressful. It's very, very stressful. How old are the kids now? Finn is almost 7. Leo's 5. Kate's about to turn 3. And Mila's about to turn 1. We're about to enter the birthday alley where there's just a bunch of birthdays back to back, 1 month after the other. Yeah. I know, yeah, he's gonna be 7 in August. I know. So remember that like the YouTube channel for me started after I became a father. Like I was already a dad when the first video came out. Barely, but I was working on the first video, like toward the end of the first pregnancy. So this has always been a balancing act and a juggling act for me, and I always knew it was going to catch up to me, and I just didn't know when, and I didn't know how hard. And to be honest, it caught up later than I thought. I thought that it would catch up much sooner than it did. But when it did catch up, it hit way harder than I thought it was going to. And that's the primary reason why the Patreon's gone. Like a lot of people seem to think, and I was really tired of like qualifying things on Twitter and everything, so I didn't want to say this. But I can say it on stream because it's fine, because I can add more nuance and respond to people actively here. The Patreon's not really gone because of the comments and everything. The Patreon's gone because like I don't feel like I can do enough work to justify it. It's not about like the negative reaction, although that certainly doesn't help. But like on my end, like it's gotten to the point where I just don't feel like it's enough work to justify keeping it up, and I feel a lot better with it gone, to be honest. So I'm really happy. What negative reaction? Some people are like, you're leeching money from people, even though it's completely voluntary. But like, I can see somewhat where they're coming from. It can easily look like the person doesn't need to do any work because they have that guaranteed coming in all the time. And I could switch it over to per video, but at that point now I'm incentivized to make videos that are shorter. Do I and then it gets really complicated because it's like, okay, well, but you don't have to make it per video. You can make it per 1 hour of content. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, but now I'm incentivized to bloat my videos instead of making them short. Like, and what if I just want to add, like, at the end of the Elden Ring video, like there's an extra 10-minute part where I just talk about things I forgot to put in the script, and I could have easily made that another hour long. Like there's so many points I forgot to write, and I just cut them out. So like, and I would like the flexibility to be able to do that. So it's like at that point, like, would I feel bad doing it? Would I be like, oh, that doesn't count? Now I'm looking at content and I'm like, okay, well, what is an hour of good content compared to an hour of lackluster content? Like, does something like the Fallout 76 glitch video count? Well, is that like every 20 minutes of that is sorry, every hour of that is worth 20 minutes? Like it's just fucking just get rid of it. You know what I mean? Like, if I have to if I have to bring it back because YouTube changes big time, then I will, but I hope that I don't have to. I basically, on my mind, I'm paying for previous videos I've watched because of joining. Like, yeah, that there are a lot of people like that too, and a lot of people are want to be able to support that. But it's okay. Like, it doesn't it's not all that necessary anymore either. Like, I don't make an absurd amount of money from YouTube, like the ads, but I make enough money. You know what I mean? Like it's also like the Patreon is funding more content. It's a good safety net, and it can definitely help, especially when there's really bad months. Like the good months on YouTube aren't always guaranteed. But the Patreon is funding the creation of new videos isn't really true. But I don't know if that's true for a lot of other content creators as well. Because I don't know what my ad rates are like compared to others. Like long form seems to do quite well, and maybe that'll change one day. I don't know. Is YouTube your main income? Yep. Has been for a while. Which video brought in the most people to the channel? I was reminiscing about how I came to know you, and it was just an algorithm recommendation for you. The Witness video. I actually wooted in delight seeing that you had uploaded the Elden Ring video. Oh, thanks. Okay, so the biggest difference was probably No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky made the channel. Over time, probably the Fallout 4 1 year later video has brought in the most people. The videos that have done the best in terms of views have been the Witcher 1 video, Witcher 2 video, and the Elden Ring video in terms of launch. But in terms of like long term, you can go and see the channel like yourself and see the list, like the Last of Us video and the Uncharted video together. Those are the videos that probably brought in the most people. But the biggest like spike has been for No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky made the channel. Would you make a mostly positive video on Celeste? I would love to, but I don't know if I could talk about Celeste for more than 10 minutes. It would be hard to... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could. Like, Celeste would be... this is a problem I'm dealing with, actually, when it comes to praising a lot of games, is that the way I'm looking at games lately is mostly about going into an active flow state, going from neutral. So there's... The thing I realized when I was playing Celeste and then The Messenger is how much of these kind of games that I enjoy going from effectively when you're standing flat, character flat on the floor, right? And these platformer games make you go in the air, and basically what can you do before your feet touch the floor again? And that is like the flow state of platformer. So Celeste makes you do this crazy shit with combos and everything, extending your jump, giving you more jumps, hiding on walls, launching yourself off walls, that sort of thing. Sometimes you won't even stop on the floor; you just have to keep on running, and that just extends like the chain and combo that you're in. And the Messenger is like that too, with you juggling yourself. And Hollow Knight is like that as well, especially with Hollow Knight, with regaining your dash when you hit somebody, regaining your double jump, your air jump. And that kind of gameplay is very similar to when you get into a flow state playing like Devil May Cry, you know, and Elden Ring and Sekiro. That's those sort of games. Doom Eternal, where you are just like constantly, you start off from neutral, and it's like, how long can I keep chaining my moves and my gameplay decisions without having to go, okay, I have to run around a corner and wait. And the really great thing that Doom Eternal does, and Sekiro does actually, they're both similar in this way, is that when you get a glory kill in Doom Eternal, and also when you actually get a death blow in Sekiro, it's like you get that kind of return to neutral moment of like a breather, like, but it's like it's only like a semi like full on nude one, like where you can decide what you're gonna do next in this moment of brief invincibility, and you can just chain it back to the continuing on. So it's like it's not like a full stop. It's just like you slow down for a second, and it feels really good, and then you just keep on going. And that's pretty much how I'm viewing a lot of games that I really like lately in terms of gameplay. And like I can't really say that better than what I just did live on stream. You know what I mean? Like that's the video, right? Like how can I extend that to a 10-minute comment plus 10 minutes on Celeste, you know? Like, so I'd have to just like talk about a bunch of games that are like that. And that's really how I enjoy action games lately, is getting into that kind of state where you are allowing me to have a ton of different responses. And where Celeste is really special is that Celeste only has like two inputs. Like you have dash and you have jump. That's it. You can also like latch onto things and climb, and it just builds so much shit out of those basic inputs. Kind of like Steven Sausage Roll like built so much out of just pushing around fucking sausages. Whereas Doom Eternal is like has so many inputs you can do, so many different things on timers and cooldowns, and oh my ammo's low, I have to manage that. Like Doom Eternal and Celeste are on the opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to like complexity. And Doom Eternal like has a bunch of variety on that end too, compared to all the things that you can find in Celeste levels. And yet, despite that, when I'm actually got the controller in my hand playing, well, I played Doom Eternal with a mouse and keyboard, but you know what I mean. When I'm actually playing them, they're remarkably similar to the kind of part of my lizard brain that it's activating. Just this like, yeah, rip and fucking tear, jump and fucking grab. You know, like it's really cool. How similar they are despite being so different in terms of creation. I just don't know how to say that in fresh ways over so many different videos, you know? Like, I don't know. But maybe it could make one good big video, but Have you played seen Monsters Expedition? I've seen it. I think it's on my wish list. I haven't played it. I haven't played the new block puzzle game either, though. Is there something you always want to review besides video game? Hope you're doing good. Thanks. I almost made a video for Christmas, kind of like a break that I ended up doing for Elden Ring. I really wanted to make a video on Squid Game. I want to do some videos on TV shows, but only a few. I'd really like to make a video. I almost wrote a video on The Haunting of Hill House as well when that first came out, because I really like that show, and I wanted to do a video on that. Haunting of Hill House, Squid Game, and the biggest one of them all is I really like to do a video on Mr. Robot. But I don't know if I will. Don't you know? Like, yeah. But I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't watch a lot of movies either because I just don't have time really. And but I would like to do some on TV for sure. That'd be pretty fun. Dark. I don't know if I could do a video on Dark. I think that would be fun to just like pull it apart. But like, Dark is so complex that I don't know if I could say much about it, even though I love it so much. Mr. Robot, I have a lot of criticism for. I love the show, but the last couple episodes ruined it for me. Oh, and don't take that as if you watch the show, the last couple episodes will also ruin it for you. A lot of people think that's one of the best finales of all time. I'm not in the minority by any means. There is a large amount of people that feel the same way about Mr. Robot's finale. But don't take that as condemnation. You may watch it and absolutely love it. But yeah. Did you like Midnight Mass? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Midnight Mass. I haven't seen The Haunting of Bly Manor either. What's taking up so much of your time and you can't watch stuff? Too many kids. Too many kids. I need to go full Northern Lion and get a Peloton and watch some stuff on the Peloton. Thoughts about making more short videos like 3 alternatives for No Man's Sky where you briefly review recommendable indie games? Someone asked this earlier, kind of. And I don't know where that would fit on the channel. A lot of people don't know this because I know this because I said it on Discord the other day, and people are like, wait, what? If you release too many videos that people don't watch, YouTube just kills your channel. So, like, how many low performing videos can I have before I need to like throw out a big banger one? I don't know. So like I'd have to figure that out. And there is definitely a number. It might even be as high as 10. But it's hard to know. Wait, what? Yeah, so basically, have you ever gone to someone's channel and they have like 1 million, 4 million, 10 million subscribers, and their latest videos only have like 10,000 views? So it's like less than 1% of their viewers, their subscribers, is coming to watch their content. It's like, how is that even mathematically possible? Like surely, like, some people must be getting these notifications, and it's like, no, they're not. They're not, because your videos perform so poorly and people weren't clicking on them that eventually they just like stop getting sent out, stop getting sent out, stop getting sent out. So like there's a certain level, and I kind of don't blame YouTube, because people don't tend to unsubscribe to channels. So they must know that if you get so many, if you're subscribed to so many channels that you don't want to watch anymore, and your feed gets full of stuff that you don't want to watch, you just stop going to YouTube. So I kind of get it, but um yeah, it's scary. Did you actually like Squid Game? I feel like it was a worse copy of Liar Game and KG. Oh, you weeb manga anime series, in case you don't know. Of course I know what that is, because the same arguments from all the weebs on Jads when Squid Game was going on, where they kept saying that shit. Sorry. That may sound come across as aggressive first time chat. Oh no, you're completely new. Sorry, that's just oh man, I feel bad now. That's just like what we how we interact here. Sorry, don't take it personally. First on chat. I liked it. I don't know that series, but I quite like Squid Game. It has some cheesy moments for sure, but I think that the social commentary is pretty on the nose, but I feel like for some people it has to be on the nose. That KG thing is on the nose too, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're referencing. So yeah, do. But I really like Squid Game. Squid Game. Are the Baba and Sekiro videos still coming after The Witcher? They've gone to Black Hole. Black Hole. Baba, I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure how I could extend the Baba Is You video. I might have a whole script for that actually. I can't remember. Sekiro might be gone forever, because the main brunt of what I wanted to say in the Sekiro video, I just said in the Elden Ring video. Baba Is You, a puzzle game. Any Disco Elysium video ever? I'd love to do a video on Disco Elysium, but I don't know if I could justify it because I'm too politically ignorant. But yeah, Disco Elysium is has the best writing in all of games, and it's not even close. So I'd love to do a video on Disco Elysium for that, but I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could do it justice. Are you a crier in intense emotional moments, i.e., Interstellar, when watched the videos? Oh, I can't say that because it's a spoiler. No. I can't remember the last time that a movie made me cry. Maybe not ever. But recently there was a song that completely destroyed me and was making me cry. There's a. Do you know the guy who plays Dandelion in the Witcher series? He has a band called The Amazing Devil, and I really like that band. I found like I'm might even be my favorite band. Like I love that band so much. Like I love that band so much. On a second screen right now, I have one of their songs open, paused on YouTube. That's how much I love that band. And they have a song that's about being a parent, and it just completely destroyed me and made me cry. In fact, it completely. And I'm not a crier, so that's why it was so weird. It was very unsettling to experience that. Just to get just fucking just sucker punched by a song. Like I couldn't listen to that song without crying for, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 listens. Like it was that high. It just completely destroyed me. What was the band name again? The Amazing Devil. They have 3 albums. It's the lead singer is the guy who plays Dandelion on the Witcher show. Crying is fine. Yeah, I agree. Crying is fine. I have no problems crying. I just not a crier. That's all. I'm not one of those like toxic masculinity guys. Is like, oh, you cry, you can't cry, you're meant. Like no, like I'm just not a crier. I can't believe the first comment you got is returning is my confused. Wait, what? I'm sorry. It's okay. Do. Wow, there's over 1,000 people here. That's the first time I checked. Huh. I'm surprised. Okay, cool. Thank you for stopping in. Any Weeb games you're interested in, ironically or unironically? 13 Sentinels. Uh, Final Fantasy Stranger to Paradise. That's it. So did you cry when you were reading the Witcher books? Of course, yeah. Have you played Paradise Killer? I have not. What did you think of Mortal Shell? We streamed it, and I said my thoughts when we streamed it, didn't I? It's okay. Kind of like a shrunken down kind of Dark Souls thing. It was all right. Last boss was kind of eh. Will you play Tunic? I've played Tunic a little bit. Actually, I played it more than a little bit because I have a Steam Deck and I've been playing it on the Steam Deck. And when I play my Steam Deck, because I have a Steam Deck, Tunic is the game I play on my Steam Deck when I'm playing my Steam Deck. I haven't finished it, but I got fairly far. I have to be careful because of spoilers. Um, I don't really like it. Sorry, it's fine. Like the exploration part is what I enjoyed the most, and I feel like I'm done that now unless there's secrets I haven't found. The combat, nah, I could live without ever doing that combat again. Like it's like serviceable, but it's pretty. I like how it's structured and everything, and it's clever in some places, but I don't know. I'd like to finish it first before I know. What's the game? Tunic. It's unironically like Dark Souls. It's very much a Souls like. But even though the little fox guy is wearing a tunic like from Zelda. Do 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 everything. It has bonfires. It has bloodstains. You know. Do do do. All right, Joe. Gotta go. Take care. Hope you stream again soon. See you later, Zalt and Peace Envoy. We'll stream again at some point during the week when the kids are awake, and we'll see what the sound is like. Can you hear the heater in the background? I'm in the basement, so it's freezing down here, so I have a heater on. You guys can hear it, right? Kinda. Barely. I thought it was your computer fans. Is a very slight hum. Oh, that's not the computer fans. No, the computer fans aren't really going. Because we're not playing a game. If I started a game, it would probably go. So interest in Souls games is dead? What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Like obviously I'll still play them for the exploratory parts of them, but uh I played Souls games for two reasons: the exploration and the combat. And for a while it's been mostly about the combat more than the exploration, although Elden Ring really brought that back to the forefront. So now, if they were to announce Elden Ring 2 or Dark Souls 4 or another game that is not like Bloodborne or Sekiro, like I would watch the trailer. I would be interested enough to check it out to see what they're doing. But my excitement would be very much muted. I would be like, okay, I have to see. I have to before I can get excited. I now have to get to this place where I can see that they're actually responding to the problems that they've hit in the series and aren't just doing more of the same. Because if the series going forward is about using like everything that you have available to you, and like if you're going melee only and you have to hit trade, that sort of thing, I'm just not really that interested. Sorry. Like I'll still play them for exploration and just to see, but I'm really over it. I know a lot of people are saying it's hyperbolic, but I really mean it, man. Like the last stretch of that game just like really just sucked all the enjoyment out for me when it comes to these kind of games. Like it was just fight after fight after fight, except for the one that starts with G toward the end, of just bullshit, of just like, oh man, like I can't play the game like I want to. Like what the fuck. So yeah, I was pretty disappointed. Have you played Cyberpunk 2077 since it has been fixed? I have not, no. But I will. Would a return to the actual Dark Souls formula not reinvigorate your interest? It could. It depends on how it's done. I'm not against them doing more open world stuff, but they need to change the combat significantly. And I don't think them going back to that would work because, like I say in the video, they've hit the limit of what they could do with that design. They have to expand it, and that's what Elden Ring was trying to do, and they just did it in possibly the worst way they could have done. Did you play Lisa the Painful? We played that on stream, didn't we? Or is Lisa the Painful the sequel? No, we played Painful. I remember Lisa the Painful RPG. Yeah, it's on YouTube if you want to watch it. Were you open to streaming more Yazuka, or was the ending of the Zero streams too sour? No, we can do that more of that. Sure, yeah. If people want to, we can do that more of that. It was on the list for the voting game. Yeah. We skipped the Joyful. Yeah, we did. That's it. Joyful is the one we didn't do. Where are you from? Right now, I am unfortunately in New Brunswick, Canada. Before that, we were living in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And even before that, I was born in Wales, UK. I am British. Which is why one of the reasons why I have trouble pronouncing some words sometimes. Do Outer Wilds DLC? Yeah, we'll stream that at some point. I haven't played it. I've been saving it for you guys. I know nothing about it. I had to ask someone because I needed to get footage for the Elden Ring video, right? I had to ask someone, like, here's what I want to do for footage. Am I gonna see any of the DLC? And they were like, no. I was like, okay, cool. I was that careful about not wanting to see anything. Do you love flapjacks? I don't know if I've ever had a flapjack. How excited are you for God of War Ragnarok? You know what? Not at all. And I should be, right? But I'm not. I was thinking about that the other day. What is a flapjack? Flapjack. I spelt it fapjack. God damn it. Flapjack. Fluffy flapjack pancakes. I would try these, but I don't think I would like them. I was going to actually play Ayaya, but my audio is set to 0, and I don't know how the audio is configured on this setup, and it might have actually blown out all your speakers, so I didn't do it. So there you go. You're welcome. I would have done it if I was comfortable with the stream setup. If you were willing to play other games aside from streams, review materials, what would that be for now? You mean if I was to stream a game right now that was not on the voting list and was not for review, what would it be? It would be Resident Evil 8 and it would be the Chaos game, I think. Those were the two I would play. After that, I'm not sure. What PlayStation 5 exclusives have you played? So I got PlayStation 5. I used my Nagito luck to get one in December. I walked into a GameStop. Informed the cashier that I'm technically their boss because I own a significant amount of stock, and then demanded a PlayStation 5. And she was visibly aroused that I own so much of the stock, and said, "Yes, sir. Here's no. I don't own any GameStop stock. What actually happened was that I was out getting Christmas presents for the kids, and I went into GameStop to see if they had any video game toys because the kids are just video game mad, especially Mario and Minecraft. And while I was there, I was like, do you happen to have a PlayStation 5? And they were like, yeah, actually, we just got one in. And I was like, oh. They're like, yeah, we just got it in like 10 minutes ago. I was like, oh, okay, I will take it. And I got it. And on the way home, someone tried to steal it from me. That's not a joke. And then I got home and it just sat in the bedroom for weeks until it finally got set up, and I let Finn and Leo play Ratchet and Clank for a little bit, and man, that game is fucking gorgeous, huh? Have any of you played that game? That is like a playable Pixar movie. Oh my god, that game is just visually just like, wow, what the fuck? Like the gameplay, I don't know, I didn't play it, the kids played it, but like I was like just staring at the screen like, holy shit. Like this is just a playable Pixar movie. And yeah, so they played that for a bit, and then I put it back in the box because I knew it worked at that point, and I didn't bring it back out of the box again until I needed to record footage for the Elden Ring video for with Demon Souls and Bloodborne. So there we go. The built-in recording feature on the PlayStation 5 is so much better than the PlayStation 4's. It was really nice to use that. And that's it. I haven't played Returnal. I haven't played the Demon Souls remake past what you saw in the video. Like I only played it for a little bit. I didn't finish it. I would like to. I played the original Demon Souls though. So like it was just like a return to seeing it. But I'd like to play Returnal. And that's it. It only has 2 games, right? 2 games, 3 games if you include Ratchet and Clank. PlayStation 5 doesn't even have 5 games. Do you ever struggle to get yourself to finish a game for video? Very rarely, but it has happened. I struggled really hard to finish No Man's Sky, Parts of the Witness, and Darkest Dungeon, especially. Like, that was pretty rough. I can't remember another one since then that has been as bad as those. How did someone almost steal the PlayStation 5? Well, he saw me carrying it back, and he kept asking me where I got it from, and do I think they have extra stock? And every single time I answered, he feigned ignorance and kept trying to get me to point to where I got it. Like very very aggressively standing close to me, like, point, where was it, where was the store? So I took one hand off of it so he could grab the PlayStation 5, and I just wouldn't. I was like clutching it like that guy in the Brazilian soccer meme where he has the trophy. I'm just like holding it like with my head, it's down there. Down there. So I just walked away. I don't know for sure. Like, he didn't actually attempt to steal it from me, but it felt really sus. Like, I was getting a lot of personal attention. He was relentless in asking the same question over and over again. He looked a little nervous, but you know, like, I'm me, man. I'm me. I thought Canadians were polite. Not in New Brunswick. It's pretty rough here. We're not happy here at all. Moncton has gone downhill, and it wasn't even that great before. Do you play any games or introduce them to your kids? You mean specifically, do I ever like sit down and show the kids a game and then have them play it? Sometimes, yeah, but the kids are into. It doesn't always work. The kids are into their own games right now. They're really into Minecraft, Stardew Valley, and the Mario games. They play their Switches a lot. Maybe even too much, but that's, you know, what it's like with being a dad in the modern era. They're really creative. They make some crazy things in Minecraft. It's so impressive. They're actually pretty good. Finn plays a little Hollow Knight, but he's not that great at it yet. But he did beat Hornet by himself, and he's gotten to the City of Tears. And I will not help him. Like, he knows that for sure by now. Like, I won't help him. Like, he has to do it himself. I will help him some other games, but I won't help him Hollow Knight. So he's pretty good. They play a lot of Minecraft. Minecraft is their favorite. Odyssey, yeah, I think they've beaten Odyssey, but I'm not sure if they use some of the help things in Odyssey or not. Finn especially has played a lot of games on the what is it called? The Virtual Console? Is it Virtual Console? Or is it called something else? And that has like emulator rollbacks, and he will do those to get through some areas. So he's beaten a lot of games, but you know, has he really beaten them? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So yeah, he does that shit. Sorry for asking what is probably a repeat question, but any rough timeline on returning to streaming second channel uploads? Totally fair if you don't know yet. I don't know yet, sorry, so I can't answer. I have no idea. I don't even know if I can stream. This is part of the experiment to see if we can stream. This is like a post video Q&A that I should have done a couple days ago, but I was on a bad sleep schedule. Still pretty bad timing, but I thought, fuck it, let's just do it. I'll do another one later in the week to see what the audio is like in the basement with this microphone, because I have a brand new setup down here now. I've had the office set up for a while. It took me over a month to set up the office down here. It was a complete disaster. Before it was just like a recording booth in the corner, just sectioned off from the spiders, but the spiders still went in because they didn't understand the deal that we had struck. But now it's more of an office. It's still pretty messy down here. Don't get me wrong. It's like it's only a half finished basement, but yeah. So we'll see how it goes with the kids awake. They're pretty rowdy. Yo, Joe, I was the guy shilling it on Discord, but Severance is the best sci-fi show with the dual conscious copy cut and paste. Some of the brain idea. Chat back me have to get Joe to watch it. I will watch it, as once it's done, and I know it's not canceled. How's the spider? Look, I like look up at the ceiling right now, and there's just cobwebs all over the place. But I haven't seen a spider in months. So, and they're new cobwebs. I don't know where the spiders are. And I'm not afraid of spiders anymore, although I would be afraid of like a tarantula or like a camel spider or like a huntsman. But like the small spiders that we have here, it's like whatever. Like I'll just kill them with my bare hands now. I'm that level of a dad. But I would still like to know where the spiders are because it's a mystery. I don't know where. Oh, is that one? Yeah, but it's dead. Huh. Okay. Okay, so let me ask you because of the microphone. So you can hear me right now. What about right now? How does it sound right now? Does it sound noticeably lower, or can you still hear me fine? Pretty bad. So that's with my head turned. Okay, how about now? This is probably better, right? Still, like, better than the previous example. It's still worse than me talking directly into the microphone, but this is probably better. But this is the best as I'm talking right now, right? Okay. So this microphone is more sensitive than I realized, but I still need to watch where I am for talking. Okay. It's weird. Audacity is really finicky with this microphone. I have to be like nose touching it almost for it to record properly, but here it's working better. I wonder if there's something wrong with the Audacity settings on it or something off with it. I don't know. Okay. Sorry, all I can hear are spiders. Do you have a compressor active on your OBS? If I do, I didn't set it. It was an automatic thing. Squeaky chair, squeaky life. Yep, squeaky chair, squeaky life. Interested in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe coming out in 15 days. Apparently it's more than double the original script. Good for streaming too. Not really, to be honest. I feel like I've done that. I feel like I don't need to go back for that. Maybe one day. Which is weird, because I enjoyed that. But I feel like I've done that. Been there, done it. I don't need to go back. I don't need more Stanley Parable. Anyone else with me on that, or no? I hope you like it if you do want more Stanley Parable. But What about Deltarune Chapter 2? Nah, we'll do that when it's all out and done. And I don't want to have the Deltarune fight again with chat. Are you using a preamp for the mic? They're pretty necessary for sure. Do you mean the red little box that I have it plugged in, or do you mean the blue cloud lifter thing that I have? Because I have both of those. I don't really know what these things are called. Like, I did when I built it, but I've, like, as soon as I was done, I was like, don't have to know that anymore. Delete. So I think I have that, but yeah. The blue cloud lifter thing. Yeah, I have that. That was surprisingly expensive for how much of a little thing it is. Like, it works great. I tried it without it, and then I tried it with it, and I was like, oh my god, this was definitely worth it. But it's surprisingly pricey for this little dongle thing. Redbox sounds like a Focusrite Scott. Yep, that's it. That's the one. Generation 3. Did you play the Outer Wilds DLC? No. Okay, so people really want me to play that. No, I haven't. I've been saving it for chat. Regarding difficulty scaling in open world games, would you prefer a game that transforms areas while progressing in the open world, even if you had not found said area yet? Forgotten Crossroads to a bigger extent. No, but I wouldn't. That would increase replayability. It depends on the game. Not really. Some people have, even though I put it in all caps, stretching across the screen, optional in the video. Some people don't realize what I was saying there, and like it's fine if you don't want level scaling. There's been this big, huge backlash to that point. I say huge. Why do I exaggerate like that when I'm on stream? It's been one of the biggest disagreements in the video. Let's put it that way. So it feels like a bigger disagreement than it actually is, because I see it a lot when I scroll through the comments. I definitely understand why some people would like to be able to get stronger and just steamroll an area like that. That's the common argument, is that that's a perk of RPGs, is being able to just come back later and just be a god, and they like that and they don't want to be taken away. And I 100% see where they're coming from. That's why I would like it to be like an optional thing in the menu, so I can still have that experience and scale up. But even I'm not really that happy with scaling. Like I say in the video, I think once or twice that I don't think these ideas are particularly great, and I don't know if there is a really good idea. But in the Witcher 3 video, I talk about a similar issue. So Witcher 3 does have a scaling option. But it's bad because for two reasons. The first is that when you scale up things in Witcher 3, they still don't give experience. So if something is below you in level enough in Witcher 3, when you kill it, it literally gives you 0 experience. It doesn't give you 1, it gives you literally 0. So you are scaling. So when you scale things up to your level, it still gives you 0 experience, because it thinks you are, because it remembers what it should be in the area. So you are scaling it up for no reward, for no reason. Now, that would be good still, though, if the combat was good, but it's not. So you're making things like a sponge, like a HP sponge, for nothing. Like, it's not like making it harder makes it more fun. It isn't. So if they didn't scale the rewards up in Elden Ring, I would still be like, yeah, this is still pretty good, though, because, hey, the combat's good and I like struggling against the enemies. But I would still probably like them if they were if they gave better rewards too. But I still don't know if that's the best way to do it. But in the Witcher 3 video, I also talk about how the idea of just removing all the leveling stuff at all, and that could work for Witcher 3, because Witcher 3, when you level up in Witcher 3, you don't really get that much more powerful. Like, your gear is the big source of stuff in Witcher 3. Now, you do get more powerful when you level up because of level scaling differences, and I talk about that a lot in the video. But in terms of actual, like your life and your attack damage and everything, it actually doesn't level up that much. When you level up, you don't get that much more powerful in terms of like raw stats. So Witcher 3 is actually like a really good example of a game that didn't need levels in terms of power level. Like the whole game, like all the bears could have been the same power, and it would have been fine to balance it around that. And all the soldiers are the same power, and it would have been fine to balance around that, and it would have been fine the whole game pretty much. Whereas Elden Ring, you can't really do that, because some people suggested that in the comments too, and I don't really agree, although I would like to see it done just to see if I'm wrong, because I could be. Would be like, could you get away in Elden Ring of, this is just the power level of this zone and that's just how it is, and it's always kind of a challenge. Because even when you go back to like Undeadburg in Dark Souls 1, like, you just face roll it, man. Like, it's a raffle stomp. So even in that game, which has a much tighter band of power, if you don't respect them, they can still take you down. Like, if 4 hollows surround you in Undeadburg, even when you've like cleared like a couple of the zones, they can still kill you. But like, getting into that position is like just insane. Like, you're not, like, how bad do you have to mess up to get into that? So I don't know. Did you know there's a Witcher 3 overhaul mod that removes leveling? Of course I do. Of course I do. Dude, like, how long ago was it? Like, maybe 2-3 years ago, I was like on Nexus mods, looking at all the mods on The Witcher 3, just staring at the abyss, like with my finger on the mouse ready to download, going, do I really want to add that to the video? Do I really want to go down this pit of also I played the game twice more with mods on? And I was like, no, I have to cut it somewhere, and I didn't do it. So like, I know about that. I know there's a Witcher 3 Enhanced Edition that I think was even made by someone who worked on the game, right? Like an actual dev that worked on Witcher 3, like, did something. And I remember reading through it, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy probably is going to do a bunch of balance changes that are going to be really good. I'm really interested in trying this. And then the patch note below it was, increased falling damage. So I was like, nope. Nope. Nope, not doing that shit. Nope, nope, I'm good. Nope, fuck you. You increased falling damage? You increased falling damage. What? Like, nope, I'm good. So, I didn't do that. So that was one of the reasons. Who the fuck wants that? Do you have any thoughts on the constant ambient music in Elden Ring? I found it kind of jarring compared to the previous games. Yeah, I didn't like it either. This is one of many points I cut out of the script, and by cut out of the script I mean I forgot to include from my notes. So every area apart from Caelid, the music got really grating, and I think that they shouldn't have had it. Caelid's music, for whatever reason, like had this ebb and flow to it, where as you're riding around and you get that kind of surreal, off-putting like ticking sound in the background, like it really added to the area, and I never got sick of that. Whereas in Limgrave, in Liurnia, in all the rest of them, there was all of those ambient tracks have kind of like almost like a little whine to them, like a little like na 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 na, and that just like stuck in my mind, and it was just this really like broadcasting that whenever that happened I was like, hey, there's the ambient music, like hitting me in the head, like tapping me in the head, going like, hey, remember that, listen to the music. And it always made me think the previous games didn't have music, and it just kind of looped back around. So maybe if the other games had music too, I would have been fine with it. Maybe it's the difference between the other games not having music and this one having it that's the problem. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't like it in any of them except for Caelid. But that's not really an important take, I think. Do you think an extensive mod overhaul can fix Elden Ring problems? It can fix some of them for sure. Randomizing a lot of the content would be fun. I think that's possibly the only one that it could fix. You can't really fix a lot of the boss timings unless the mods are a lot more powerful than I realize they can be. I know that some people have modded those games to like change enemy locations and also add whole new enemies, so maybe, but I don't know. I know I'm beating a dead horse for this one, but Persona 5 Royal, any chance you'll play? I would like to stream that, but that's a huge commitment, so I don't want to say for sure. I would like to for sure do it, but I can't say for sure that we'll stream it. Sorry, because that's really that's a lot of time. How was your Peloton ride? Thank you. Pretty great. Thank you for asking. Pill me, freeze me. True. Yeah, that's pretty true. That's pretty true. True. Yeah, that's fucking true. You piece. Why didn't you use a Twitter thumbnail for the Elden Ring video? Because it was a joke. It's pretty funny. Okay, so it doesn't really match the rest of the channel. But also I kind of feel bad for Will Smith. Like, obviously I feel bad for Chris Rock as well, but from what I've seen about, like, I didn't even know who Will Smith's wife was before this because I just don't care. But like, how could you not find out about some of this stuff just from like osmosis in the follow-up of this? But like, the things I've seen, there was a video that was posted of like his wife, is it Jada or Jada? It's Jada, right? Of Jada like filming him without his consent in his house so she can post it on Instagram or whatever. And he is like telling her he doesn't want to be filmed, and she doesn't stop filming him, and she still posted it. So like that sort of thing, like I was like, holy shit, I feel bad for Will Smith. So like I feel like I don't feel like Will Smith is in a very good place, and that kind of lashing out is really indicative of that. And I don't want to talk anymore about it because I don't know his business. So, but yeah, I feel kind of bad, and I don't really want to contribute to that more than I already did. But the thumbnail was very funny because it was so topical. But yeah. Can you go into a little bit of detail in regards to your opinion on Malekith? I despise that boss and want to feel validated. Like I want to, but at the same time, like I said in the video, I'd have to go through it a lot more to see. But like the clip I showed where he jumped up in the air, did a flip, landed, exploded, and then went back into the air and flipped away. Like that was when I just went. I just went. Okay, fuck this. That is why I was like, fuck this fight. I'm just gonna run at him and hit him as much as I can. And like I killed him like within 3 attempts after that. I was just like, fuck this. I'm just hitting this guy whenever I can, and I'm just gonna trade. You know, like I just like fucking hell. Like so he's just. I've heard. Okay, so sorry, I'm all over the place right now because I'm not used to streaming, and there's a lot in my head about the video. Okay, so what a big point that I regret not saying, out of like 20 or 30 of them, is that I did not talk about the Godskin duo fight. And I really regret this for a couple reasons. Because one, I could have said the hot take that I think Godskin Duo is one of the easiest bosses in the game, and that anyone who had trouble with them is just a scrub. And then followed that up immediately with, actually, I don't mean that because this reason. So Godskin Duo, for me, was actually one of the easiest fights in the game. Now, I saw people fight that boss in Discord, and I've also seen other people fight that boss on recordings on YouTube. And that was the fight, and I really wish I put this in the video. It's like possibly my second biggest regret for the video. My version of that fight was very fucking different than a lot of other people's. Like, for me, that was almost like a 1v1 fight. Every single time I beat them, all 3 times that I beat that fight, the Apostle would just stand there and just watch me kill the Noble. Like, every single time. Like, he just watched. Like some creepy voyeur. Like he would just like, maybe he would throw a fireball now and then, but like literally I would just like walk up to the Noble, dodge a couple things, hit him, do a jumping attack or whatever, and the Apostle would be like, you just got hit. Like he wouldn't do anything. Whereas other people are like, they both hit me together all the time, they would both be in my face, they would both walk at the same pace, they would constantly be aggressive, like their moves were overlapping and everything, and I'm just like, what? Like that didn't fucking happen to me at all. On all 3 times. All 3 times, like that's how all of them were. It was just the easiest fight in the game for me. Like I think I only died to them once on my mage run, because I died to almost every boss once on my mage run because I tried to see how far the mimic could solo them. Like every single run, it was like, can the mimic solo this? Was how I tried with everything. And you'd be surprised how much the mimic can solo. And if it couldn't, I died obviously. So like I died to them, and then I went in and I helped the mimic, and it was just like a steamroll. So yeah, like, it was one of the easiest bosses in the game. So the reason why I regret not putting that is because I really think that there's something really fucked with the AI in Elden Ring when it comes to the bosses especially. And I feel like it's not just Godskin Duo, it's also Malekith, and it can also be Radagon and Elden Beast and all the other ones. I really feel that whatever kind of RNG glitched out fucking behavior that you can get from the bosses can determine how much you struggled with it. Because I see people say stuff like if you get behind Margit, he can't do a lot of his follow-up skills. And there's a clip in the video of him still doing one of them while I'm behind him, you know? And I'm pretty sure it happened to me a lot when I was fighting him too. It may have happened less, it might be a more consistent way of making it happen, but I don't think this positioning is really that set in stone when it comes to how they act. Like Margit and Radagon and the big M, you know which one, the optional last boss. I don't know why I'm not saying the name when I've said other names of the bosses at this point. Those 3 seem to share this AI problem, whereas sometimes they would just not stop attacking. There were some attempts where they never went into this passive neutral state. It was just non-stop until I died. Just, it's like a switch was flipped in their AI script, and that was it. They're just, I've just decided I'm gonna kill you, and it was just like bum 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 bum, like just all the time. And I just wonder if are people getting that kind of version of the fight all the time? Are there like what is going on with the AI variants in these fights? So like is that what Malekith was for me? Was Malekith always in that crazy ass hyper aggressive mode because of the way I was fighting him would just flip a switch in his mind and he would just like I'm just not gonna touch the ground for 30 seconds. It wasn't really that bad, but like just the amount of times that he would just do flips and flips and flips and jumps and then he would jump across the arena and then run at me to hit me again. Like so I don't know. So your experience with Malekith might be very different than mine, even if we did the same kind of build. So I really wish I had put that in the script. The biggest regret I have about the video is that I really wish I had spoken more about the shrine dungeons and spoken about how I think some of them were really good because I said that, but I didn't go into it enough. I wish I had gone into details with them more about the good shrine dungeons and then compared a lot of the lackluster ones because I think people misunderstand what I mean when I say I wish these were randomized and they were chalice dungeons because the vast majority of them, say 90% of them, already feel like that to me. That's the point. It's not that I think the chalice dungeons are better, it's that they are already that to me, and it would just be better if they were randomized because then it would be more replayable. That's it. That's the whole point. That's the tweet. And the other one is that the one that I understand. I understand that people don't like that point because I didn't explain it well. But one that I think people aren't taking properly, and it's their fault because they weren't listening right or because they didn't make the point enough, is that a lot of people heard when I said universal rewards. I want those to be in the game more. They missed the part where I said in addition to what's already in the game. Like I didn't want universal rewards to replace all of the things you can find. I wanted that to stay the same, but on top of that, in addition, you would also get like one of those universal reward types. So if the first reward isn't for you, at least you got something from it. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are hitting back against that, and I don't think that's fair. But the other ones are fair for sure. You mentioned your Elden Ring video, but do you have any plans on making an annotated walkthrough of Elden Ring like you did for Bloodborne? I would like to, but I don't know how I would do that with an open world. I don't know if people like those a lot. I know they were popular enough when they got watched, but the Dark Souls videos aren't really all that aren't the biggest performers on the channel compared to some of the other ones. So I don't know. Going through it, like maybe that would be better as a stream, and we could cut down the stream. I don't know. I don't know about that format. I'd like to, sure. I think the open world is Elden Ring's best and worst feature. I found myself going to places in the wrong order pretty often in terms of quest story and difficulty. I really feel like the game would be better with a bit more linearity. Hot take: this, along with the bare bones journal to keep track of NPCs, would make it vastly better. Yeah, that's another thing that a lot of people resist. But I think most people are warming up to it now. I don't think that you needed quest markers and everything, but a quest log or just a chat log of what the NPC said to you would be great. You can always just Google this, and most people, have a phone and they can just Google it on their phone real quick. But like that's adding a lot of like unnecessary clutter to the experience. Like you have to Google, you have to make sure you're going on a good website now. Is the chat log fine? Why not just have that built in and you can just go through the chat log of what you had, the conversation you had with the NPC. But then again, you do have to look up where the NPCs are anyway. But I don't know. Have you seen the Elden Ring speedruns? They're wild. I've been watching. Is it? No, little Aggie does. Had one, but he does a lot. I watched a bunch of his Dark Souls and Sekiro videos. It's Distortion 2 that's been doing that, right? I've watched a couple of those. The skip that makes you launch forward is nuts. That's a wild glitch. I don't know how he does that. Do you want a Sekiro DLC, or is the game already perfect in playtime content? It's definitely not perfect, and I would have loved Sekiro DLC, but I think that ship has sailed, and I would prefer just another game like Sekiro. I think that character and that story is done for the most part, although maybe they could find a way to do it. I don't really care that much, so I'd be fine with it being the same person. But like I would just prefer a sequel at this point. What's the worst regular enemy in Elden Ring? The rune bears or the grafted without a weapon? Would you prefer a game with a really good combat system with repetitive contents, or a serviceable combat system with good amount of contents that provide diverse experiences? Both have a similar difficulty level in this thought experiment. Oh, I don't know, man. Like both of those sound great to me, because you're just really comparing, like you're comparing kind of like Sekiro with Dark Souls 1 there, right? Like probably the really good combat system with repetitive contents would edge out a little bit, but like Sekiro is pretty repetitive when it comes to the things it asks of you, but the combat system is so great that it works. But even in Sekiro, like my biggest criticism for Sekiro is that a lot of the fights start to feel samey. Um, Even though I love it, it is kind of like, I wish there was some more variety, and they asked you to do more perilous moves and more creative uses of training them together and everything. But then Dark Souls 1 is like that, where the combat is not that refined, but has really good things on the experience side with enemy variety and also enemy placements in the levels. So yeah, I don't know. What about the Minotaur archers in Shifra as well? Those were okay. I thought those were alright. Kind of annoying, but they were okay. Any interest in playing Amori? No, I'm not a weeb. No, but if you guys made me, I play it. I'm not. I don't have any like. I'm not disinterested. I'm just like, it's like, whatever. Doesn't look like my thing. Sorry if you already answered this question. Just joined. Are you planning on returning regular streaming? Would love to see Waffles chat upon return in one form or another. I'm not sure yet. We're gonna do another stream later in the week. We might actually play a game for that one. Fancy, I know. To do like an audio test sort of thing, and if that goes well, maybe I will do like we'll play a game once a month or something and get through the voted list. Especially, I feel really bad that the voted list is so behind. But I'm not promising. We'll see how it goes. Some Genshin, maybe? No? When are you moving back to the city? Never. I don't think we can ever go back to Toronto. It's too expensive. We might go back to Ontario, but like Toronto is like oh holy shit, no. When I was quitting drugs and going through withdrawals, your Persona video saved me, bro. Hope you come back to streaming. Oh, thanks. I got that could do that for you. That means a lot to me. Hope you're doing better. Do you have any opinions on Metroid Dread? Asks Saivaro. I don't know why I said your name. I never do that. I don't know why my brain decided this time I'm gonna say the person's name. I haven't played it. We have it. Finn wanted to play it. I got it for him for Christmas. He played it for 5 minutes, and then he just never played it again. So, yeah, I haven't played it. So I don't really like 2.5D games. I feel like if you're gonna have that perspective, you should just be animated. Is that a bad take? I don't. There's something just inherently unappealing about 2.5D to me, and I don't know why. But I'm sure I could get used to it. But I haven't played it for whatever reason. One day I will. Would you ever play the new Final Fantasy game that's made by the Neo devs? Chaos. Yeah, we'll play that. I'd like to. I don't know if we'll finish it, but I'll play that. We'll stream it. Do you have any idea if you're going to do another big franchise after The Witcher 3, or are you going to be back to doing more singular videos? I don't even know if I'm making videos at all after Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk. I'd like to. I spoke about it earlier that the Elden Ring video was an experiment to see if I still could. I don't know if I am. I don't know. It was very hard to make the video, but it was still nice that to find out that I still could. But in terms of time, it's very difficult. I can't see why I couldn't make small videos going forward, especially on short linear games, or even short non-linear games, as long as I don't have to play it multiple times. But I can't really promise anything. I don't think there will ever be a project as big as The Witcher again. Um, but who knows? I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. This is my first time being a father, so I have no idea when it's going to get easier. I know it's going to get harder for another 3 years, but after that, it might start getting easier, and then I might have more time to commit to longer projects again. I don't know, and I don't know what the future holds with renting out like an office space. It seemed a couple like a month or so ago that COVID was kind of winding down, and now all of a sudden it's like COVID's back with a vengeance, and like they eased up on mask mandates and all this shit here in Moncton. And a lot of things were on hold. It's like, okay, let's go rent some office space or maybe even move somewhere else in the middle of a pandemic. It seemed like a really bad idea. Lily and I also don't know how to drive, and we'd like to learn how to drive. And all that was shut down during the pandemic. You could not go and get your license, or at least they said that for part of it, and they didn't answer their phones. But people in Moncton love to not answer their phones. Even doctors' offices here like to not answer their phones. So a lot of things were on hold. So I don't know what the future holds with that kind of level. And then COVID seems to be coming back now, so I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. Squeaky chair. Squeaky chair. Have you played Amori? I have not. Any thoughts on the Dragon Age series? Oh man, I've only played Dragon Age 1 and 2. I really like Dragon Age 1. Dragon Age 2 I didn't finish, but I liked it well enough for what it was. It felt really rushed and kind of budget, and I didn't really like the art style, but I really liked that you were in one place and you saw a time progression. So I liked that. Big Witcher 1 vibes. But I didn't finish it. But I didn't finish it because I was addicted to World of Warcraft at the time, and it was a raid tier. It's the same kind of thing as another game. I can't remember which one it was. Excuse me. So like World of Warcraft is responsible for pulling me away from a lot of games. So I didn't finish Dragon Age 2. I liked it enough, but Dragon Age 1 is definitely better. I don't know if Dragon Age 1 has aged all that well. I don't know. So I don't remember it all that well. Stoked for Xenoblade 3. Oh, of course. For sure. Least favorite Elden Ring enemy? I know you dislike the Revenants, teleporting, poison spitters. But they're probably my least favorite. The area and Haligtree for them was regular. Yeah, I don't like the enemy. I don't like the Rune Bearers. There was another one I didn't like either. I don't like the ones with weapons either. The grafted guys with weapons. Those are kind of bullshit as well. I can't think of another one now. Apart from those two stick out a lot. Did you play Sifu? I did not play Sifu. I tried though. Did you play Returnal? I did not play Returnal, no. Maybe we'll stream that and see. Thoughts on Commander Nile? He was my favorite, to be honest. Really? That was your favorite? He was okay. I didn't like the thing you have to do before you get to fight him. I felt like some of his moves weren't as readable as they should be, with some of the particle effects. Have you played or have any interest in playing Neo 2? I have played it for a little bit, just like I think an hour or two I tried it, and it seemed like an improvement on Neo 1, which I already liked a lot. But I didn't commit to a full playthrough. I'd like to though. I made a waifu. Any plans to play or stream Starfield? I don't think I'll stream it. If we do stream Starfield, maybe we'll just do one stream like we did for Cyberpunk, and then I'll play it on my own. I would be an idiot to not make a video on Starfield because of how popular the Fallout 4 video was. But I also haven't made a video on Skyrim, so I am an idiot. So I don't know. Have you played the Super Hot sequel? I didn't know there was a Super Hot sequel. I had no idea. Would you consider do a video on Outer Wilds? I would love to do a video on Outer Wilds, but I don't know if I could do it justice or what I would talk about it. I think if I did a video on Outer Wilds, I would try and be more artistic and creative with the format. I think I would approach an Outer Wilds video as more of a creative writing exercise rather than a like a critique sort of exercise. I would still talk about the gameplay, but I think I would talk about more of the experiential side of things, kind of like what I hinted about in the Elden Ring video. Do 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 do. Did you lick what? Have you tried out Magenta Horizon? I have not, and I feel really bad about it. I know that you linked it to me a while ago, but I haven't. Sorry. There's lots of things I haven't tried. Will you ever review Death Stranding? Almost certainly not. I don't think so. I don't think I need to do a Death Stranding review. Might be fun. Have you tried Blasphemous? Oh, we streamed Blasphemous. We did a whole playthrough of Blasphemous. It's on the second channel, I think. If you're going to stream, what game will you stream first? Probably Resident Evil 8, maybe Stranger to Paradise, I don't know. And then we'd hit one of the voted games and play a couple of those. And then maybe we'd do the Outer Wilds DLC. I think that would be the general path that we would take through streaming games. If streams could come back. But I don't know if they can or not. We'll find out this week. And then I will talk to Lily and I will see what I can manage. I wouldn't be adverse to streaming like a little bit, like doing a playthrough and then fucking off for a month, but I don't want to completely shoot myself for balance, and also I don't know what time I could stream. I'm having a lot of trouble keeping a schedule lately. I'm all over the place when it comes to that. I'm not sleeping well at all. It's been a long time since I've been able to sleep well, apart from 2 nights ago. I had some good sleep 2 nights ago, and before that it's been fucking ages. Best girl in Elden Ring? The Shibriri Grapes girl is the best girl and is the waifu of Bring Back Steins Gate. There's no VODs on second channel. You need to replay it. No. Are you caught up on popular streamers on Twitch? No. I've never been. What are you talking about? No. Will the Sekiro video be lost forever to the ether, or is that something that may happen in the future? I don't know. Most of what I wanted to say about the Sekiro video in terms of gameplay, I like condensed and boiled down into the Elden Ring video. So Joseph Anderson trying to be concise challenge. Here we go. So I think that went okay. I don't know, like doing a commentary video of Sekiro and just going through levels and everything. I don't know if I could. There's like a lot of the script I wrote for that just got condensed down into that one. I don't know. Like the whole part about like not just the Sekiro part was from that script. The part where I spoke about the different kinds of attacks and how like there's melee attacks, there's ranged attacks, and then that transitions into there being instant attacks and delayed attacks, and then all the different kinds of attacks that Dark Souls did. That whole bit is from the Sekiro script that I wrote, because that was how I bridged it into this is what Sekiro does different and why Sekiro is better, because it adds more variety to the attacks and more responses to the attacks. So that it just happened that I could use it very well to describe what Sekiro did well, and then where Elden Ring kind of dropped the ball. So I think so. I don't know if we're gonna do that. Have you watched Arcane? No, I haven't. Are you going to play Plague Tale Requiem? Probably, yeah. I enjoyed Plague Tale Innocence. Not my favorite game, but it was alright. You probably heard of Inscription. How much do you know, and is there a chance plan to see it on a stream? Sorry if you addressed this earlier. It's requested a lot. I don't think anyone brought it up earlier. If they did, I didn't see it. It looks interesting to me. I've seen a trailer of it, and that was it. I think I saw the trailer on stream when we were watching E3 or whatever. It looks interesting. I wouldn't be against playing it, but I don't think I would play by myself. Like if that would be a stream game, I think. Have you ever considered merch? I want to buy your statue. Ooh, nah, I don't think I'll ever do merch. Like someone would have to come to me with a merch plan and handle it. I don't want to do that on my own, and then my trust issues would kick in, and I wouldn't want to deal with another person. So I don't think merch is ever gonna happen. Sorry. You threw around the idea of making a game in one of your Patreon posts and in Discord a bit. How's that going? I'm not following Jad's column as much. I got nothing to say about that yet, but it's going. stuff's going on. Thoughts on doing a Persona 3 playthrough? Sorry for being weeb. I would like to, but it has to come on PC. Like, I'm not gonna go get a PlayStation Vita or whatever the fuck it is that I have to play for Persona 3. I don't know how I would get that on the stream. I would do that for a PC release in a heartbeat. If there was an easy way to set it up, like a non-painful way, and I could get it running, then I'd consider it. But I would prefer to wait for a PC release, which I think is gonna happen for sure. Doom Eternal DLC. I haven't played it. I haven't played the DLC. Is it good? Excuse me. What was the first game you fell in love with? Your mom, Lamayo. Ha, got him. Mario 1, I think. Mario 1 and Zelda 2 were the first two games I played. Mario 3 I played shortly after. Mario 3 might be the first game that I just like fell completely head over heels on, but like just playing games at all when I was a kid was just like holy shit. But it might have been Mario 3. Did you watch any anime while you were gone? Maybe with your kids. I did watch an anime. I watched it was on Netflix. I watched Sweet Home. I watched Sweet Home. It was pretty good. That was my first anime. Pretty good. Big Danganronpa vibes. Ever given Deadly Premonition a shot? Wouldn't want a video, but a stream would be amazing. That's actually on the voted stream list, I think, Deadly Premonition. So we're going to be playing that at some point in the next 10 years. Yep. What are you expecting of Breath of the Wild 2? Nothing, because if I expect anything from Nintendo, I get disappointed. Thoughts on the new PlayStation Plus PlayStation Now new subscription? I don't pay attention to any of that, so I don't really have any thoughts on it. Sorry. Will you play Zero Escape? That is also on the list, so yeah, we will be playing that at some point in the next 10, 20 years. Did you play the Demon's Souls Remaster? I did, but only a little bit to get footage for the Elden Ring video. Will you play Tunic? I have played Tunic. I've almost finished it. I don't love it, sorry. I feel like that's one of those games that that most people play it are going to consider it like an indie darling, and I haven't finished it yet, so maybe it's got some surprises left for me, but I've played it for at least 10 hours, and if you've played it, then you know how far I am then, roughly. And, like, I dig a lot of the stuff that it does, but I'm not, like, Undertale head over heels in love with it, sorry. Did you do your exercise? Yes, I did. Thank you for asking. When do you think a new mainline Chris Pratt game is gonna release? It's been a long time since Odyssey. It has, hasn't it? It's amazing how much time passes. I don't know. I would love an Odyssey 2. I think an Odyssey 2 would be like unironically fantastic. If they really like ramped up the complexity of what you can demand out of that, the best moveset and the best camera that a 3D Mario has ever had, I would be all over an Odyssey 2 for sure. And they're just not doing it, so meh. You should make a Berserk video. That would be awesome. I have some. The first video I ever did was on Berserk. It's in 5 parts. Have you played Metal Gear Rising Revengeance? Not only have I played it, I streamed it. It was pretty good. I liked it a lot. Is Last of Us 2 ever happening? For sure, but like if you wanna watch what my Last of Us 2 video is going to be, only it's going to be shorter and funnier, just go watch Nikki Jakey's video, and that's pretty much it. Like I'm gonna explain my points better. I'm gonna be less funny, and you know it'll probably take me 3 times as long as he did. But yeah, like there you go. If you want to go watch it, just go watch Nikki Jakey's video. It's almost point for point what I will say. Then why make a Last of Us 2 video? Because of the money. No, because like people want my take. Maybe I will have a different way of explaining it. Maybe like my style is different. I don't know. Just Nikki Jakey's video, when I was watching it, I was like simultaneously really entertained and really impressed, but also angry. Because it's like, fuck, man. Like you're saying what I want to say, you know? So, you know, like I felt like such a basic bitch when the Elden Ring discourse was going around because I was playing it. I'm like, Oh, the open world is the difficulty selector this time. That's a good point, you know. Type it in, and then, you know, go on Twitter, go on Reddit, and it's just like, oh, the open world. Every single fucking, like, Joe Redditor all over the place. Just the most basic fucking takes in every single thread. The open world is the way that you fucking deliver it. And I'm like, oh, god damn it. Everyone's already on this shit. Like, god fucking. Like, so, you know. Favorite bullet grubber animation Hunt Showdown? Oh, I don't know. I don't really use a lot of guns that use bullet grubber, but when I'm being like a sweat lord with the Mosin one's pretty good. Um, I haven't played Hunt Showdown in a long time, so I can't remember. Does the Spectre have one? My typical loadout with Hunt Showdown is a Martini Henry with a Cadwell. That's my preferred loadout. For whatever reason, I know the Martini Henry is like a bullshit gun. I really like the Martini Henry. It's not my favorite gun, but in terms of price, the bang for buck you get out of the Martini Henry, it's got really good sights on it. The fact that you can only shoot once before you have to reload, means it keeps you like honest when it comes to pokes, that you're not just standing there like, oh, time to line up a second shot because I got 5 shots here. Like, no, it keeps you more honest. So I play better with a one shot gun, a one bullet gun, even though I should not like it. Like in terms of favorite guns, like I prefer the Lebel and the Mosin. Those are really, really, really good guns. But I think the Martini Henry is overall my favorite. That's why I run with. But like I had a lot of success with just dualies, because dualies are complete bullshit. Just double packs with bleed ammo, with dum dum rounds. Just the cheapest basic bitch loadout. The amount of people I killed and the amount of just server wipes I did with running in with main hand being an axe, just a combat axe and 2 Cadwell packs as conversions, is just like, if the dice rolls are in your favor, you're unstoppable. Just the amount of bullets you can just send at the other. I solo too. I've just played solo, just queue in and just be like, okay, it's fun. Hope you enjoyed that rant, all 2 of you that play Hunt Showdown. Did you play Control? Any thoughts? Not only did I play it, I streamed it, and you can go watch it if you want. I liked it. I didn't love it. It was okay. Are you gonna make a Yakuza 0? No, lol. Joe, I need to sleep. Will the VOD of this QA stay online for a while? On Twitch, yeah, for sure. I think we might be done soon, though. How many people are here? It went. How are there 1,400 of you here? It went up. God damn. I missed the Q&As. This is good. I'm not really doing that much queuing, though. I'm doing a lot of Aing, but I'm not doing much queuing. Thoughts on Psychonauts 2? I don't have any, sorry. I kind of need to pee. Are you going to play the Chaos game? Yes. Steins Gate vid when? Never. Halo Infinite video one day? Very unlikely. I haven't played it. Do you have any questions for chat? Yes, how dare you? Look, I'm European and I'm looking for distraction during my workday. I respect it. I respect it. If I remember correctly, the physical release of Wizard and the Dragon was planned quite a while ago. Is that still on the table? Yeah, okay. I mean, probably not. Maybe. I don't know. That just seems so fucking redundant now. Like, when I commissioned that cover, I commissioned a brand new cover for it, and the cover's really good. The artist did an amazing job. And when I paid for that, that was so much money, because I thought that we were going to be, first of all, I thought it was going to take longer than it did, and also because I thought we'd be able to get the physical release out sooner, and that we needed that to happen because the YouTube channel would never get better. And then the YouTube channel just kept growing like crazy, to the point that, like, I even, like, you know, if you watch the videos, I even stopped mentioning the books. It's not even worth it. Enough of you probably knew that I should probably explain what happened quickly again. I was a writer before. I used to write fiction, and I found a way to write fiction for and self-publish it on Amazon, and it did quite well. And the kind of fiction I wrote for Amazon was specifically to push out to be like a commercial kind of pulpy fiction. I'm still proud of it. I like the work that I did, but it's not the kind of thing I typically wrote before. So it was meant to be like have very like easy to understand titles. It was supposed to be very easy reading, and it worked quite well. They sold quite well. And then Amazon changed the algorithm when it came to self-published work, and just like overnight, I went from selling um, enough books to pay rent, have food on the table, and have some savings, to just nothing. Like it just dwindled down to like next to nothing, just overnight. So it was a very scary experience. So after that, during this period and before that, I was very, very depressed for years. It's only in the past like couple of years I've actually realized like how that's just utterly depressed I was throughout most of my 20s. Anyway, but that's besides the point. Like so after that, it was like a recovery period of like, okay, well, how are we gonna make this work? So there were lots and lots of avenues that we had that we could go down, and one of them was being published traditionally. So finding an agent and getting a query out, and a query is when you send like, hey, I wrote a book to an agent, and the agent acts as a go between mediator between you and a publishing house to get your book out there traditionally published. There was making a game. So like actually learning how to do that and self-publishing a game on Steam. This was back in 2014. This was the situation that I was in back then. Me and Lily. And then there was also doing a YouTube channel, and there was also like some other things like finding more work online that I could like be a contractor at home, like a freelance writer, that sort of thing. So I was pursuing all four of those at the same time, and uh me and Lily had also decided that we are going to have a kid, because clocks were ticking, both of ours, and if there was never a good time to do it, so now is the time to do it. Time to grow up, like put up or shut up. So we were pursuing all four of those at the same time, and for the YouTube channel didn't take off for a while. So I was still pursuing all four of those simultaneously, while the YouTube channel was going. So the physical release and the cover and everything was kind of like a layover of this go in between period where we thought we still had to cross promote and see what we could make work, because the idea with the YouTube channel was, if the YouTube channel doesn't do well by itself, which it probably won't, but it did. But if it doesn't do well by itself, then we can push people over to maybe buy the books through the popularity of the YouTube channel if people want to buy those books. And or we could use the audience that we have from the YouTube channel to attract the attention of an agent, because every single agent that was answering us when we were sending out our books said, you need to have an online platform for us to take you seriously, which is weird considering that I went through that song and dance for them. I didn't have an online platform. I made one, and then I went back to the same agents when I had like 50,000 100,000 subs on YouTube, which is all, that's a lot. That's like the hardest 50,000 100,000 to get, and all of a sudden they were like not answering. It was just like, I don't know if it changed or if they just didn't care anymore or if it was a lie. I don't know. It was just the weirdest thing. It was like, and then it just went all fucking, it was just like, fuck you, lol. Oh, you fell for it. You went and built a channel for nothing, an online platform for nothing. But anyway, but then the YouTube channel just took off, and here we are. Now you're listening to me. So yeah, so that's what it was. So I wrote fiction before. It's not the kind of thing that I would write when I was a writer before, like writing in my own time, and this sort of stuff I would want to send out to a publishing house to get published traditionally before that. But I'm still happy with it. Like it's commercial. It's kind of it's genre fiction. Some of it's a bit generic, but I enjoyed writing it, and I think it stands up. I haven't read it back in a while, so I would like to get back to it at some point. But I would also like to write other things at some point. But my life has been chaos ever since 2015, so here we are. Will regular streams be back now? We're undetermined yet, undecided. Well, it is decided they're not going to be regular like they were before at all. No way. Big time regular streams where we're streaming playthroughs regularly for weeks and weeks and weeks, and when that game's done, we immediately go over to another one. That's not coming back until Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk videos are on the main channel, and even then, maybe never. I can't promise that. But some playthroughs where we play a game for a bit and then go back to it, we'll see. I don't know. Do you have any interest in SMT? No, lol. I mean, I'd play it, I guess so. I'd play almost anything just to see what it's like. Are you ever going to play Yakuza Like a Dragon or the Judgment spin-offs? I'd like to, yeah, sure. Ever consider the reason they wanted you to have an online platform was to eventually trick you into playing Steins Gate? It was the weebs all along. Todd Howard has done it again. Damn, they got me. I did it. I fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Since you mentioned your writing history, have you read much fantasy? Not as much as you would think, considering that I wrote fantasy. I don't really like most fantasy. I don't like Lord of the Rings. I think it's boring. I don't like Game of Thrones. I also think it's boring for pretty much the same reasons. Wheel of Time is a little bit better, but has a little less artistic merit, I think. Like, I can understand the artistic appeal of Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones, whereas Wheel of Time feels a little but it's also more readable. But I stopped reading that after 3 or 4 books. My favorite fantasy author is Robin Hobb, and I really like her Farseer trilogy of trilogies. Although the last 3 lost me a little bit, but that's my favorite fantasy series. I prefer sci-fi. Have you read Malazan? I have not. Name of the Wind? I haven't read that. I'm waiting for him to be done. Man, that rings hollow saying come from my mouth, huh? Have you played Lobotomy Corp and Library of Runa? I haven't, no. Favorite dinosaur? Triceratops. Thoughts on Ghost of Sumigi? I haven't played it. When are you going to read Homestuck? Never. Read anything by Brandon Sanderson? I have not, but I'd like to. Wuggy's been pushing him on me hard. Was Farseer hard to get into? I couldn't do it after a few chapters. Okay, so I read the Farseer trilogy when I was a teenager. That's when I started reading it, and I don't know why I jived with it so much, but I did. I just really liked it. I just devoured it when I was I think I started reading it when I was 16 or 17. And it was it was a big deal for me. That was like a big book for me. Like I just really got into that world, you know. So it might have just been the time of my life when I read it. So I can't really answer that. Sorry. Did you enjoy the Witcher books? So yeah, I did. Sorry, the Witcher books in my mind are like separate from everything else. It's like I've quarantined all of the Witcher experiences in my head. The Witcher books are probably better than the Robin Hobb books, but the Robin Hobb books are more special to me. But the Witcher books are excellent because they're paced so well. But Sapkowski, sorry, kind of falls into the similar Lord of the Rings trap in the 5-book series where it almost feels like he's parodying it. So Sapkowski likes to do this thing called the retelling. He says this in interviews. You know, that's why his use of certain monster tropes and elves and everything is like really on point when it comes to like subverting your expectations when it comes to using those. Like he just says it outright that's what he likes to do. And there's a moment in the book series, I think it's in book 3, where it really feels like he's just retelling Fellowship of the Ring, and making fun of it. And I really like that. But then after that, it just becomes Lord of the Rings for a little bit, and I'm just like really, I'm just like staring at the page, like really, like we're doing this shit. Like, do you guys know Tom Cardy, the guy who's like, have you checked your butthole? The guy who does that song. I love this guy's songs. You guys know Tom Cardy? He has one. He has a song about Lord of the Rings, and it's a music video where he is Tolkien pitching Lord of the Rings to a publishing house, and he's like, you know, it's about a magic ring, and they go on a quest, and they're like, what happens next? And he's like, they walk, and he just says that all along. Okay, that's fucking like almost half of the Witcher saga when it becomes a serialized story, and he just is just staring at, just like really, like, I thought you were above this, dude. Like the first 2 books you did were so good with this like kind of fragmented, shattered glimpses of this world, and then you started writing a series of novels, and it started off okay, and then you get to like at the end of book 2 or halfway through book 3 or something, it's, and they walk. Oh no, a fight on a bridge. Walk. You know, like fucking get drunk on dandelion wine. Walk. Just fucking hell. Like, just get to the point, you know? I don't like it. I don't really like it when fantasy writers meander like that. I know some do, but yeah. Any tips on how to write about games? Write about games? I thought you said write games. I don't know. If you asked me a while ago, I would just give you the basic answer, which is a lot of writing about art is just being able to identify what you like and you don't like. If you're at that level, then that's still really good advice. A lot of people don't know how to appraise things, and this is going to sound really condescending. I don't mean it that way. It takes a while because okay, so do you know how you don't consent to being born? What a pivot, huh? You know how you don't consent to being born, and as you grow older, the time period that you live in is actually surprisingly important and indicative of how you think and view the world. Like, no, that's kind of yikes. I can't say that. Let's okay, we'll say it softly. You might have some opinions that you might find abhorrent if you were born a while ago, maybe even as recently as 40 years ago. If you were born 40 years sooner, you might have some pretty yikes fucking opinions right now about certain groups that you don't agree with at all now, but you would have them if you grew up in that period because they were normal and it was normalized, and you would just have that opinion. Unfortunately, it's just how it is. Sorry. Like just like some opinions that you have right now and I have right now are going to be considered pretty yikes 100 years from now, like big time. Like I think one of them might be eating meat. I think eating meat might be considered like, oh my god, like everyone was so fucking barbaric back then. But I'm gonna say, I can say that, and I will tell you right now, I love eating meat. I love burgers, I love steak, like fucking hell, I love eating meat. But I think 100 years from now, like, or maybe even a little longer than that, I don't know, I think they might look back at that and they might be like, holy shit, what was wrong with those guys? So anyway, to pivot off of that, the way that you look at the world is very informed by the time that you live in, and art is an ongoing process, and I don't think a lot of people understand, and I understand this a little bit more, I think, because I have kids and I have to teach them things. And like, even just with video games, which is a fairly new medium, teaching Finn and Leo how video games work and the language of video games. And Rasputin has a good video about that, like gaming for a non-gamer. So even an adult who hasn't really played many games, just trying to get them up to speed on what how things work. Never mind what you like and don't like. Just get them up to speed on how art works and the language of art is like a monumental fucking task. Okay? Like, it's really difficult. So a lot of people, like, I don't think anyone is really equipped unless you're really fucking smart. Like, you don't really know how to form your own unique perspective and opinions on something as complex as art, especially like established art forms like literature, and to some extent cinema, that's been around for longer, and music especially, until you have a lot of experience, like maybe even into your mid-20s. Okay, so like once you get there, that's when you can start really analyzing things and really looking at things and being like, okay, I can have a unique opinion, and I can go on stream and say, I don't think Silent Hill 2 is all that great. I still like it, but I don't think it was all that great. Sorry, because this is what I like, and I know what I like, and I'm confident about what I like, and I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to toe the fucking line because everyone else seems to love it, and you're not wrong to love it, but I'm gonna just sell what I think, because I have my own way of looking at things, and I like that way, and I'm able to process it and be like, okay, well, does this align with what I like or what I don't like? Did this do things that I like or not? And you can still be surprised. There can still be some things like the ending of Outer Wilds. I won't spoil it, but the ending of Outer Wilds, when I initially streamed it, I was kind of disappointed, and you can hear that disappointment in my voice when I talk about it at the end, where I'm just like, meh. And the more time has passed, the more I've changed my perception of my standards and everything. And Outer Wilds has been so good that it's informed my standards and changed them. That I actually love the ending of Outer Wilds now because I had time to think about it. So getting to that level where because before you get to that level that you can do that, you still have opinions on art. Like, you still want to be able to say, I like this, I don't like this, and your opinions are still super fucking valid, but they're also going to be informed by other people and societal pressures. And you may be thinking that, oh wow, why, like, everyone else seems to like this thing, I should like it too. And you don't have that confidence, and it's a confidence born out of understanding. You might not have that yet. And also, you might not even understand your own feelings yet, and you might be liking something without really understanding why. So that sort of thing. So it's really important, and it's that when you start talking about any art, that you need to get yourself into a position where you first understand what makes it good, but also why you like it, and that's the most important thing, and that's your fundamentals. Is like, why do I like this? Why do I not like this? And I know it sounds like fucking basic ass shit, but honestly, a lot of people aren't there. A lot of people never get there. Like they never do. Like they're constantly just stuck in this kind of like echo chamber where they don't want to step out of line. They don't really want to think about art that much either, and that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. It's great. Like I'm like that with music. I have no idea how to analyze and appreciate music whatsoever, but I still know what I like. I don't go along with, oh, okay, well, whatever's popular is what I have to like. I do like a lot of popular music, but I don't go along with what everyone likes because, whatever. I just know what I like, but I can't tell you why, I talked about the Amazing Devil band earlier. I really like the Amazing Devil because I feel like it was written for my generation. So that was the first time ever that I've listened to an album, and I feel like it was written by someone who had a very similar experience growing up that I did. So that sort of thing is what I enjoy. But apart from that, I can't tell you why I like the music. I can't tell you like what part of the background that I like. Like I know that I like it. I could maybe get there if I thought about it and studied art for like a couple months, but I don't want to. I like that music is that mystery to me still. So yeah, that's where you had to get. Apart from that, like I don't fucking know, man. Like once you get to that level, it's really about like digging down deep into, okay, well, where do I think the strengths of the medium are right now, and how do you push past them? Because if you're at the point where you can actually you can identify the peaks of art and also know how to push past them, at that point, like let's say you were doing that for books, at that point you should just be writing the books. You shouldn't be talking about them. You shouldn't be writing reviews. You should just be like the next big author, you know what I mean? And that happens. Sometimes even some literary agents become writers. They get that to that level, and they want to create. A lot of people don't like to create though. They like to react as well, and that's fine. But yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is that the artist only creates, the critic must plumb, and then create as well. Lots of plumbing going on. You have to plumb, do lots of plumbing, be a plumber, and then you can be a better critic. I appreciate your recommendation of Jacob Geller's video. It was such a good video. I was enthralled the whole time. The way that he used switching between different takes and the splits that he did. Oh, it was so good. It was so artistic. It was such a great video. Really, really great video. The part of the Witcher 3 video I'm looking forward to the most is your thoughts on the Witcher books. I hope it holds up. You might be a little disappointed because I don't really go into that much detail on analyzing them. It's mostly that's probably the part of the video that is still the most recap-y, because I assume that most people don't know it. I don't go into like a stage by stage, like then this happens and this happens and this happens and this is what I like kind of thing, but I do like a general overview and I give my opinions and feedback on it. There is a really indulgent part in the video where I talk about another book though, and I think a lot of people won't like that part, but fuck it, like I'm really passionate about what I say there. That was one of the easiest things to ever record. I hate recording. I hate narrating. It's my least favorite part of the video process. And I loved writing and doing that part so much that I did most of that in one take, which is pretty fucking unheard of for me. Usually it takes me at least 3 takes for every single thing. So if the video is an hour long, usually the audio I have to trim down is 3 hours. But I did that in like almost one take, just like because I feel so passionate about that topic. And I can tell you guys if you want. I go on a big huge rant about the hero's journey. The hero with 1,000 faces. For like 40 minutes. Nah, it's not that long. Is it 40 minutes? I don't know. You guys will have to find out. I'm yet to read that, sitting on the shelf. You know what? Here's the fun part. Hey Doc, even after you've read it, have you really read it though? Like any other Hero with 1,000 Faces readers in the chat who have read like maybe an entire 5 pages and then just stared off at the wall and been like, what the fuck did he say? Like Dude, like what the fuck, dude? Like you have like a whole page is one paragraph, and as you're reading it, you're realizing halfway down the paragraph that this is not only just one page and one paragraph, it's also one sentence. It's like, okay, cool. That's a good line. I should put that in the video. Fuck. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, yeah, that was fun. Do. Infinite Jest vibes. I still haven't read Infinite Jest. Should I? What kind of Q&A stream is this? Any questions or recent video questions? You can ask whatever you want and I'll answer it. Just like this one. Just kind of going on a rant. Read Umineko when the cat girls cry? No, I'm good. I'm familiar with Campbell's arguments. They're pretty flawed, right? Very cherry picking when it comes to collecting stuff from different mythos. Yeah, but that's not really his fault. I don't want to spoil too much of the video, but I'm not too hard on him, but I do disagree with pretty much everything he says. I think he's a monster, and I think that he's done irreparable damage to literary criticism. But, you know, I'm pretty fair. I'm pretty fair. I'm pretty fair. What books do you recommend for an aspiring author? Hero of the Thousand Faces. I don't know how to answer that question. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't think there would be any books I would recommend like that. Just read a lot. Try and spread yourself out over wide over a lot of genres and a lot of different authors. Read some contemporary work, but also read some classic work. Different at different times in your life, you're going to enjoy different things. Like if I had John Irving is my favorite author. If I had read John Irving when I was in my teens, I would probably hate it. Shakespeare was almost ruined by English class for me, but Hamlet was just such a banger that it survived. But I still haven't gone through all of Shakespeare's work. But you really need to see that performed, not really read it. Charles Dickens is, I think, another one that I didn't like at first, and then when I read him later in life, even a couple of years later, it was a pretty quick turnaround. I think when I was like 15, I tried to read. It wasn't Great Expectations. It was I think it was Tale of Two Cities. And I didn't like it. I was like, what the fuck? Who gives a shit? And then just a couple years later, like 2 or 3 years later, I read Great Expectations, and it was just like, oh my god, the dude, like, the flow of this prose is just amazing. Like, holy shit, it just it's like reading butter off the page. It's the complete opposite of Joseph Campbell here with A Thousand Faces. Like it's just so readable, just so flows so well. So like you're gonna have different experiences depending on your exposure to these things and also just where you are in your life. So yeah, I would just say just try and read a lot, and don't be afraid to just read something. And if you're not feeling it in the first 10 pages, just fucking put it down. Like go get a library card, you know? Be that kind of cool guy who has a library card so you don't have to buy a lot of these books, or just fucking, you know how to get them. I'm not going to say that and get banned. Just see what you like, and just spread yourself wide over a lot of different books and authors, and then just whichever ones hook you, go for it and see. The Hero with a Thousand Faces hater is logged on. You piece. Will we ever get feet pics? No. Did you watch Noah Gervais's video on Dark Souls and the issues of the Gekko community? No, I don't watch Noah's videos. I don't like them very much. Sorry, I don't want to cause any YouTuber beef. Like, I respect him. I know a lot of other people like his work, but every single time I've tried to watch Noah's videos, I just can't do it. So like the audio quality, the leaving the bad takes in, everything like that. I just can't do it. Sorry, I don't really like his content, but like, no disrespect. No disrespect, no disrespect. Thoughts on Dawn FM? I really liked it. I'm not sure how I would rank the tracks. Gasoline's probably my favorite. We are talking about that earlier. Um, but there's a song that gives you blue balls. There's a song I was really annoyed. Okay, I'm gonna say this for like all five of you that are gonna know these two songs. So Lily really likes. I don't know why I say Lily because I like her too. There's a singer called Banks, and we both really like Banks. She just came out with a new album actually. Me and Lily don't really share a lot of musical tastes, but a couple of ones that we do agree on are Banks and Florence and the Machine. We really like those artists. And Banks has been compared to The Weeknd a lot, like a female version of The Weeknd, and I can definitely see where the comparisons come from. They have a very similar kind of like synth vibe going with them. But like I said earlier, I'm not really that familiar with how you study music, so I can't really say for sure. And Banks has a really great song called Till Now, which is the opening of not the most recent album but the one before, and it builds to this like wonderful moment where you think it's going to explode and become this huge full song, and that's where it ends, and you just get really into it, and then it's done and you're like, oh, okay, fucking great, thank you for that, so it just gives you blue balls. And there's a song, like, for all five of you that know that, maybe even less than five of you who know that singer. Well, there's a song on Dawn FM called "Every Angel Is Terrifying," and like it starts off with, I really like songs that build. That's my favorite thing, is when a song starts out kind of quiet and just like builds, and then explodes into this big huge song, and it's like, oh my god. And this song, like, it starts out great, and then it becomes like this big chorus, like crescendo, kind of crashing all over the place, and it's like, and there's this choir, and it's like, and then it sounds like it's gonna break into a song, and then it actually like hard cuts to like one of the in-album fake commercials that they do for the concept of the album, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I had it out, I had everything ready, like, what the hell, song? Like, where did you go? Like, and then it doesn't go back to it ever. It just flips over to a different song at the end of that. Like, that was like, that would have been the best song on the album if there was a full song there. Anyway, yeah, sorry. What song? Every Angel Is Terrifying on Dawn FM. Speaking of music, have you been spoiling yourself on more Ace Combat 7 songs, by the way? I only listened to a couple, so no new ones, I don't think, no. Fave movie director? Oh, God. My favorite movie is still probably Fight Club, because it was so important for me growing up. I don't think there's ever going to be a movie that outdoes Fight Club for me. So maybe David Fincher would also be my favorite director. I don't know. I don't really think of directors that way. We were just discussing Dennis Villeneuve on I don't know how to say his name. I'm not making a joke. On Jad's yesterday, I think, and I like most of his movies apart from Enemy, which sucked. So maybe him. I think Nolan is overrated. Sorry. Like, especially after the clusterfuck that was Tenet. Like, oh my god. So I think Christopher Nolan is pretty overrated, so I wouldn't put him there. But maybe David Fincher, because David Fincher did Fight Club, and David Fincher also did Gone Girl. And Gone Girl, the book, is amazing, and the movie is also amazing. And if you haven't seen Gone Girl, don't look up the story or anything, just watch Gone Girl, or just read it. Gone Girl is an amazing story. So it might be David Fincher, but I don't really think about those things very much, sorry. Gone Girl. Gone Girl. Gone girl. Gone Girl. Can you say Obama? I'm begging you. Well, I just said it. Did I just fall for a trap? It's cold in my room, Joe. I'm sorry. Obama. He's not. Zodiac is very good. Zodiac is good. Yeah, we watched that recently for the first time. By recently, I mean at some point in the last 5 years, because I can't remember. What was the last movie I watched? The last movie I watched was Don't Look Up. And before that, it was Red Notice, which was just awful. But we watched it. I don't know why. We watched it. Ray's second kid is harder than the first one. No, the first one's the hardest for sure, but it gets harder with each one, obviously, because your time is more capped. But the first one's the hardest. Have you seen the new Dune movie? I have not. No. Do you think that love can bloom in the battlefield? Yes. Don't Look Up is pretty damn patronizing. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. It wasn't my favorite movie, but it was alright. Favorite Kanye album track? We know you have one. So the only album by Kanye I've listened to is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, or I might be getting some of those words mixed up. And my favorite song by his on that album is Lost in the World. I love that song. I love the drums in that song. But there's another, Monster's pretty good too. Do you like Tarantino? I do like Tarantino, although he seems to be kind of a creep, but I don't know. That's not fair. Like, anyone could be a creep. I do like Tarantino. I don't think I've ever seen a Tarantino movie that I didn't like, but I haven't seen all of them. Favorite Amazing Devil song? Not Yet Love Run reprise at the end of the first album is my favorite. It wasn't for a while. But that's my favorite right now. Like I listen to that more than any other songs. I like almost all their songs though. I don't think there's a single song I don't like by them. Kubrick. What have I seen by Kubrick? I've seen 2001. I've seen Eyes Wide Shut. What else have I seen by Kubrick? I haven't seen The Shining. Why is your Wikipedia page so long, my dude? Oh, you're one of those fuckers that has their filmography gets its own fucking page, even though he only made like fucking 5 movies. Where? How do I get to it? Where is it? Um, Film career, film. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, I was wrong. He made way more than that. All right, Fear and Desire, haven't seen. Killer's Kiss, haven't seen. The Killing, haven't seen. Paths of Glory, haven't seen. Spartacus, have seen. Is that the one with the dude in it that I'm not going to say before I see it? Kirk Douglas. I have seen this movie. I don't remember it. I remember liking it though. Haven't seen Lolita. There is a Lolita reference in Eyes Wide Shut though. That's what I'm thinking of. I haven't seen Lolita. I've seen Doctor Strangelove. That movie is great. 2001: A Space Odyssey. I've seen. That movie's great. A Clockwork Orange. I've seen. That movie's great, but I don't think I understood it when I watched it. Haven't seen The Shining. I've seen Full Metal Jacket. That movie's great. And Eyes Wide Shut I've seen, but that movie was really fucking weird and I don't know if I liked it or not. So I've actually seen most of his movies. Holy shit, I didn't realize that. Yeah, his movies are pretty good. Why do you hate Metroid? Because it's bad. I don't hate Metroid. I just don't like Super Metroid all that much. I don't hate Super Metroid. I just don't like it all that much. And I played it at release. I didn't like it back then either. The controls are just kind of clunky. The combat's kind of meh. I really like Metroid Prime, all 3 of them, and that's all we're gonna get ever. I liked another Metroid 2 remake. What I little I played of it, and I haven't played any of the other official Nintendo ones yet, but I'm sure I would like them. Sopranos or Breaking Bad? I haven't seen Sopranos, so I have to go with Breaking Bad. Have you played Spec Ops Line? I have. It's okay. You should have played Symphony of the Night instead. It's the superior Metrovania. I haven't played that. I haven't played that. Do 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 do. 14 movies. He doesn't have 14 movies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm starting to get worried. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Aha! 13. 13. Did I miscount? 13. But he has documentary ones, so maybe those count too. Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad? I haven't seen Better Call Saul, so I have to go with Breaking Bad. Please continue to ask me to compare shows I haven't seen to Breaking Bad so I can keep choosing Breaking Bad. If you had the power to kill a video game genre, what genre would you kill? JRPGs. Do do do. Are you planning to play Near Replicant and any of the Drakengard games? I think that we have to play Near Replicant because it was voted, so we're gonna play that at some point. But I'm not sure about the Drakengard games. Wasn't Drakengard like a Super Nintendo game that was like this weird kind of thing? Super Nintendo Draken. Oh, it was just called Draken. I remember this game. This game was weird. All right, so it's not Drakengard. Is this a prequel to Drakengard? This game was fucking weird. If anyone has ever heard of this game or played this game, I'll be very impressed. So if you want to press me, you can lie. Do do do. Thoughts on how Souls games do quests? I'm not really a big fan, but I don't hate it either. It's whatever. A lot of the Souls stuff stays out of the way, and I think people like to praise esoteric. I couldn't even say the word. How much of an idiot do I look right now? I tried to use a fancy word and I couldn't even say it. A lot of people like to praise esoteric stuff because it makes them like look more like worldly and like, ooh, look at my fancy opinion. Like I would never do that. But yeah, I don't know. It stays out of the way for sure, and it fosters this kind of like community engagement and trying to figure out a puzzle together, which is it's kind of fun in the era of Super Nintendo. Oh, I'm tired. It's kind of fun in the era of the internet. What the fuck? So yeah, but I wouldn't say that I would I wouldn't say I would love it. Fave Paul Thomas Anderson movie. Okay, let me look it up. Okay, what have you done? Hard Eight, Boogie Nights, Magnolia, Punch Drunk Love, There Will Be Blood, The Master, Inherent Vice, Phantom Thread, Licorice Pizza. The only one of these I've seen is There Will Be Blood, and I loved it. I really like There Will Be Blood. I think about it a lot. I haven't seen any of the others, so that's my favorite. Game recommendation similar to Outer Wilds. I think the only one I would put up there with it for in terms of like that sort of feeling is probably Oberdin, right? Chat would probably have more for you because chat just has a wider experience net than I do. How important is the cool factor for a boss for you? I had a similar experience to you with Malkath, but his design and lore made me like his fight after all was said and done. I felt like I should cower when he changed phase. Lol. It matters. Like, I do appreciate that in Elden Ring, even though mechanically a lot of the fights are disappointing to me. That's another thing I probably should have said more in the video. That I did like the theme and the visuals of a lot of the bosses. Even that one I like for that reason too. What about Lars von Trier? Oh, is this the stream now? We're just gonna look up movie directors. Lars von Trier. I don't think I've seen any of this dude's movies. Let's see. Oh, do you have your own filmography page? That's a bad sign. No? What? Where is it? Boomer can't use Wikipedia? Where is your shit? Oh, you have. Is it under frequent collaborators? Is that why? Does he have a different one? Okay, so Epidemic, Medea, Europa, The Kingdom. I haven't seen any of these. Truffaut or Merchant Ivory? I mean, like, you're asking me to choose between two favorites here, clearly. Like, I don't even know where to begin of just the storied filmographies of both of these amazing, talented people that I've consumed and know and aren't just hearing about them right now. I mean, like, I don't know. You're asking me to choose between children here. Like, I don't think I can answer. Sorry, it's just too hard. What are your favorite movies by David Cage? Nicolas Cage, best film by Nicolas Cage is Adaptation. Adaptation is an excellent movie. If you haven't seen Adaptation, I strongly recommend it. Anything by Charlie Kaufman actually is really great. Although I haven't seen all of his work. What do you think about Edgar Wright? I don't really. I've seen some of his movies and I've enjoyed them, but I don't really think much about Edgar Wright. And look at his filmography as a big thing. Rant more about ER bosses. I think you were soft on them. Yeah, based. That's pretty true. That's pretty true. Yep, that's true. Have you played Vampire? Plenty decent if you enjoyed Vampire the Masquerade. I have not, no. Should we stream that at some point? What is your favorite Japanese cartoon? Pokemon. Have you seen any new TV shows that are worth giving a shout out to? No, not like none of that you probably haven't heard of yourself. Like last TV show I watched was Squid Game. And before that it was Mr. Robot, and before that it was Community, and we're talking like we're going back years at this point. Dark, you know. I think I've watched 4 TV shows in the past 4 years. Who's your favorite child? None of them. I dislike all of them equally. Sesame Street or Breaking Bad? Breaking Bad. Are streams back? No. Have you tried Weird West? No. We've now answered the I answer no to every question. Do you rewatch any TV series instead of watching no ones? No. Just woke up from the dream where the Witcher 3 video released and it starts with you singing. Is this true? No. Should games of character creation have share functionality? No. Are you not a weeb? No. Have you tried saying no? No. Have you played Persona 5 Strikers? No. Would you answer this question by saying no? No. Have you read Discworld, other Terry Pratchett books? No. Oh, I haven't lied. Are you handsome? No. You done? No. Stream a Mandalore one. That would be fun. Ah, you broke me. You broke me. Could you not? Seriously. Really? While we're streaming? You're gonna lick his balls while we're streaming? Really? Yeah, don't come at pointing it at me. No, go away. Seriously? My dogs are in the room with me. You haven't heard them? Oh, it stinks. No, go. No, I don't. I don't want any of this. No, I don't want any part of this. No, no. Yeah, yeah. Hi. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. Yeah. What percent of characters in the next Xenoblade will be swords? I have no idea. What mic do you use? No. I have to look across the room to make sure I get the numbers right. The Shure SM7B is what I have and what I'm using right now. Before I was using an Audio Technica 1070 2070, one of those. I can't remember. I have to look it up. Do you typically 100% games? For videos, I try to get close. For my own enjoyment, I do not know. I only go for a completionist mindset when I'm trying to see all the content and measure it for a critique. For a review, I probably wouldn't feel compelled to go for 100% completion like I do for the critiques and seeing what all the game has to offer. How do you take a steak? Medium in my mouth. How do you not have a problem replaying games so many times for your reviews? I often find it hard to play a game I love more than 2 times. At a certain point, it becomes work. And work when it's work, you're enjoying something on a different level. It's really, I find it very enjoyable. Usually, even if it's a game that I don't really like all that much, I find it enjoyable to do experimentations and see how something works. And like, what happens if I do this? What if I change my playstyle a little bit? Like it's the analytical side takes over on the second and third playthroughs, I think. So I get some enjoyment out of that, and that helps me go through it. I think this is probably something I could explain better in the videos, but I kind of feel like it's a given, and this is again just kind of like some poor media literacy issues that a lot of people have when it comes to discussing games. Like a lot of the rebuttals I'm getting on the Elden Ring video right now are from people that are just probably 13 who are like, not every game's gonna be perfect. Like, how can you not? You just don't enjoy anything. Lol. Just play the game and move on. Why you got to make a critical video? These kind of takes where they're just not there yet. I completely lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say? Shit. Oh no, I understand that for some people they aren't there yet and they say things like that. But like I thought it would be a given that that for a lot of the times that I play the games, it's not for my own personal enjoyment anymore. Like I'm playing it to understand how it works, and I don't know if that's just something that a lot of people have trouble with, or if it's the same kind of like Lamayo, why would you make a video on something you don't like? Like there are people who will unironically think that and will unironically say that and will say like why did you waste your time making a video on something that you don't like? Like what? Like what the fuck are you talking about? So it's that kind of level of like, okay, like do people have a similar problem with it on that level? And I need to explain like, look, I didn't get all of the moons in Mario Odyssey because I thought it was going to be fun. I got all the moons in Mario Odyssey on my second playthrough because I wanted to see how many good moons there were. Like I already played the game, I was done. I didn't need to do this for my own enjoyment. It was about an experiment and judging the content at this point. Like, do I need to say that because a lot of people that's not a common thought that people understand, or is this just the same kind of people who don't understand why you'd make a video on something negative and it's that kind of opinion that they have too? Oh, that was really wordy. I'm sorry. Is there a cheap writing trick that you enjoy? I mean, probably, but I can't think of any right now. Sorry. I really hope you're well. I missed you. Thank you for coming back. Oh, that's a nice comment. Thank you, Jarkio. I'm doing okay. Last year was really hard, and it wasn't anything to do with the video. Last year was very difficult, but I'm doing okay. Have you ever lost interest with video games in general for a long period of time? I think so. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I was almost done with games in general until I played Dark Souls, which is why I know that's such a cliche, like, oh my god, of course you would pick that game, but that's why that game's so important to me. Like, I was playing World of Warcraft a lot, and I was playing some other games here and there, but I was just mostly in World of Warcraft, and that was it. And I was mostly playing World of Warcraft for the social experience of it. And I think World of Warcraft kind of poisoned me a bit when it comes to appreciating a lot of other games. Like, there was a point where it was kind of like, why would I play anything when instead I could be playing World of Warcraft, hanging out with my friends, and also building, like, getting achievements in the game that I could show off to my friends, or furthering the social dynamic in the group that I have. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not a good thing. Like of course. And I feel like that kind of, because I was so hopelessly addicted to that game, that kind of like melded over to other things too. Um, like why would I do anything else? So it's kind of scary how that can shape you. Um, like I think it also poisoned me how I treated some things outside of games as well, that I only recently realized. This is going to be pretty cringe, and I'm embarrassed to say this, but I'll say it anyways, and maybe some of you else will resonate with this. But playing a game like World of Warcraft for so long, where it's really about hyper efficiency, and if you play any other game that's like hyper efficiency, you might get into this mindset where you start doing that in real life as well, to the point that, like, I used to make decisions, and sometimes I still do, but it's a lot rarer because I've been like consciously trying to like beat itself out of me. Like, I'll do things like, I won't take a dirty plate upstairs because it's not worth the trip to just take a plate. I should wait until I have a cup and an empty bottle, and I also need to pee as well. Like, like I know how utterly insane that might be if you're not. Oh, there's people in chat that are like that too. Like, I feel like video games poison me like that, with high efficiency games like that, and like, it's just like, and I've been trying to do things over the past few years inefficiently on purpose, because I feel like, even though it is inefficient, in the long term it's more efficient because at least I get stuff done. Like, I don't know how, it's such a weird fucking thing. Like, and if you're sitting there right now going, oh my god, that's me, I didn't realize it, then maybe you can learn from that. But like holy shit, like, I don't even know when I realized that I was like that, but I really think that playing a game like World of Warcraft, like when you play World of Warcraft, you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to that zone, but if I wait a couple days, by the time I go to that zone, I might have a couple more achievements to mop up at the same time, and also my raid ID is gonna reset on Tuesday, and then I can also go to fucking like whatever the fuck it was in Outlands at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, just like, I'll just wait. It's really easy to do that. And I think thinking about Genshin also made me think that too, about how Genshin exploits that efficiency part of your brain, that even though Genshin is like surprisingly fair when it comes to monetization, in terms of you seeing the content. Like, you don't need to spend any money on Genshin to, well, maybe it's different now, maybe they've made the Abyss levels harder, but like, the Abyss isn't fun. Like, you don't really have to do anything in the Abyss. That's just there just to do it. Like, Genshin is surprisingly fair when it comes to demanding money of you. You can be free to play and see all the content. You have no issue whatsoever seeing all the content in Genshin. But if you view the characters as content, then obviously you can. And the characters in Genshin are a big part of that content. But there's a part of you that really wants to fill in the gaps of that efficiency. Like, well, like, if I had a weapon, even though I had a 5-star weapon, well, I would be doing like 30% more damage right now. And even though I don't need to, well, it would still be doing it faster. And well, I have a 5-star character, but I don't have a 5-star weapon, so it's kind of like I'm driving around in my fucking Porsche wearing a shitty pair of clothes. So don't I want to have like a good outfit to match my Porsche? I don't know much about cars, so I hope that analogy holds up. So like, it's that kind of level of efficiency that it kind of gets you. Anyway, so I just wanted to say that I've been kind of like poisoned by World of Warcraft, and I wasn't even playing a lot of games back then. And then I started playing Dark Souls, and Dark Souls made me realize, oh shit, there is like, I like games outside of this one. Oh damn, fuck. And like, I'm pretty sure I quit World of Warcraft shortly after that, but it wasn't because of Dark Souls. It was like a confluence of things. But yeah, excuse me. Do you still want to not iron your clothes? Who's ironing their clothes? No one irons their clothes. If you want to iron your suit, okay, for sure. I can see you ironing formal wear. Who irons a t-shirt? What? You're just wasting your time ironing a t-shirt. Come on. Look at all the non-clothes ironer has logged on. Do you think that collecting flask and weapon upgrades in open world is tedious on subsequent playthroughs? In Elden Ring, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that's another point in the script I should have put in. That I don't know why normal weapons had a bunch of stuff you have to find, where with somber weapons you only have to find one of each. And also, like the naming conventions were kind of lazy there. It really feels like placeholder, and they just left it in. I saw someone make the argument on Jads. I think some of the comments I made in the video were from talking to people on Jads. Like a big one was that I probably would have realized this myself, but I don't want to take credit for it. I don't. That's kind of a shitty thing for me to say. I probably would have come to the thought that you are supposed to have torrent for the boss at the end, but I'm pretty sure someone on Jad said that, and I read it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. So, but how do you credit someone on Jad's, and also did they read that somewhere as well too? It's kind of messy. But there were some comments and stuff that I read, and I was like involved in some conversations on Discord when it came to making that video, and I thought that I should have said that. But yeah, the someone on there said something, or maybe it was on Reddit. They said that the numbers on the upgrade materials for normal weapons is a good indicator of what the level of the zone that you're in. And I disagree with that a little bit because they're kind of scattered all over the place, and sometimes you can find some higher level ones earlier than you think you should. But it's not the worst idea to have the levels right there, so you understand, should you be here yet? Should you go somewhere else? But it just seems kind of lazy compared to like the small, large Titanite chunk kind of thing that they did in the previous ones. Will you stream on YouTube or Twitch or just Twitch? I'm not allowed to stream on YouTube. I'm actually, am I? Did that expire? I don't know. I don't know if they still do this, but I have an exclusivity contract with Twitch that I'm not allowed to stream anywhere else. At least that's what I remember reading it, and I'm also not allowed to put any content on YouTube or any other platform that I put on Twitch for at least 24 hours after it's on here. I'm pretty sure that's something that they have. But yeah, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. Did you like Genshin Impact? Surprisingly, yeah, I liked it a fair amount. Has a lot of problems, obviously. It doesn't have that much content that I consider to be worthwhile, although I haven't played it in months. But it's okay. For a free-to-play game, if you do play it free-to-play and it becomes part of like a part of your daily routine or whatever, it can be pretty fun, but there's probably better things that you could be doing with your time. But if you like that kind of game, then go for it. Like, the combat is surprisingly not shit. Like, it's not great, but it's not shit. You don't iron your underwear? No, I don't. "2022 release for Witcher 3 vid." Oh, that's optimistic. I'm having fun. Did you ever finish that shield run of Elden Ring? No, I haven't played it again since I made the video. No. And I probably won't, I don't think, until some DLC comes out, and then I might do a shield run. I don't know. Thoughts on Red Dead 2? I don't have any. I only did that one stream. I didn't play it again. I should have, though. I wish I had. It's a big game. Have you played in, like, any strategy games? Real-time strategy. I really like Total Annihilation and some of the Command and Conquerors. Red Alert 2 especially. I also like games. I played a bunch of StarCraft 2 multiplayer for a while as well. I like that game. The StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty campaign is actually one of the best campaigns of all time for an RTS, I think. Especially the different difficulty modes and the achievements you can get is actually very fun. I did not do the same for Heart of the Swarm. I felt like it was kind of lackluster, and I didn't even play whatever the fuck came after that. So I can't even talk to you about that one, sorry, but I really liked Wings of Liberty campaign. I also like games like They Are Billions. I played that a bunch. That's pretty fun. I think that's in the real-time strategy area. Kind of feels like single-player StarCraft 2, actually. And I played a little bit of Age of Darkness. I tried to play that again today, actually, and I was like, I'm done. In terms of like more grand strategy, I don't really think I've played anything that you would count as grand strategy, although I have played some games like Civilization and Galactic Civilizations. I haven't played any others in that vein, sorry. Dude, I literally agreed with just about 100% of the Elden Ring video. Amazing video, and as a Colossal Sword user, late game was super boring. Yes, yes, agree. Well, I'm glad you got something out of the video. Too many people are agreeing with me. Need to become more of a contrarian. What is this first time chat from viewer thing? Like, it's all over the place. Is that to make it so you see someone new is chatting for the first time and you should like answer them and engage with them so they come back again later? That's kind of psychotic. I mean, I'm definitely going to do that, but like, you know what's even more psychotic about it is that it draws, like, I'm being conditioned too because it draws my eye. I'm drawn to it. Like it's like a natural thing for me to want to answer it too. Like they're getting me on board. Like, holy shit. It's also to keep an eye on folks that maybe they should be boxed quickly. Ah, interesting. Do you still think that Dark Souls 1 doesn't have a story? I can understand that sentiment for Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne, but I still think Dark Souls 1 is an explicit plot to qualify for a basic story. I don't think so. I still don't think so, sorry. I haven't really looked into that much, though, so I would just give this a resounding pass. If anyone was to push me on it, I'd be like, it's fine. Like, I don't really... I'm sorry, I have to interrupt myself because there's some new time chatters in the chat. Quintet, Arenth, and Lamiot. I read your messages. Now you want to engage more. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, I would probably do like a hard pass on like if I was pressed on it. I'd be like, I don't really feel prepared enough to talk about this because I'd like to do some research. So it's not something I would argue very strongly, which is why it wasn't a part of the original video. It's like, I don't really talk about it much. But yeah, I still don't think it's a story. Sorry. Playing it again a couple times after that. Look at all these new people. Promeus, Pio, Piwo. You're acknowledged. Excuse me. What does POG mean? You know what POG means. Would you put, I'm not saying it because of reasons, promo in Witcher 3 video if they offered 50,000? No, I wouldn't. No. There is a number that I would say yes to, of course, but that's like if I'm selling myself out to at all at that level, it would have to be even more than that. Like, it would have to be a life-changing amount of money in terms of I can move my family somewhere else or fund something I really want to fund. And while that is a absurd amount of money for something so small, like, I'm cashing in my integrity and I can only do that once, so I wouldn't do it. $1 million for sure. Yeah, I do it for $1 million. 500K, yeah. It starts around 500K. Starts around 500K. Oh, I need to qualify this because I don't think anyone who does sponsorship deals doesn't have integrity. It's a personal problem I have. I always forget to say that, or sometimes I forget to say it. Like, if someone does a sponsorship deal, that's fine. Like, if someone takes a review key, that's fine. This is more of a personal thing for me that I would feel after I did it that I would worry that I wouldn't be completely honest about something, or that part of how I approach things has been lost forever. If I was never going to do anything on the topic, then I would feel pretty good about it. I think I could get over it, but like doing a review that someone paid me to do, I'd be like, no, like I don't know if I could stay impartial, and it goes both ways. Like, if someone paid me to do a review, like like the obvious one would be, okay, well, I'm gonna be easy on it because I'm being paid to do it. Well, it can go the other way, which is like, well, I'm being paid to do it, so I better show that I'm not being biased. I'm gonna be really hard on it, you know. So it can go both ways. So I'm not really that keen on doing that sort of thing. 500K to admit you're a weeb. I can't admit to something that's not true. If you'd accept a lie, then okay. Are you going to TwitchCon Amsterdam? No. Thank you so much for streaming a bunch of games, by the way. I always put your VODs on while I do chores these days. Oh, that's nice. Thanks. I'm glad that you can enjoy them while you're doing some stuff. Do you eat breakfast, Joe? If so, what? I don't really eat breakfast food anymore. I used to eat cereal often, almost all the time. Occasionally, I like a cooked breakfast like some sausage, egg, toast, and maybe a bit of bacon. Although I don't really like the kind of bacon they have over here. Pea meal Canadian bacon is a little better, but not still great. But I find that that kind of breakfast just wrecks my stomach. There's just something about that it gives me really bad acid, and I don't feel very well for the rest of the day after I eat it. So I don't really go for it that much. What's your opinion on people who eat their cereal with water? My opinion on those is that they're not people. Have you been playing any multiplayer games? I was playing Hunt Showdown for a bit, but I haven't played it in a while. I got really angry at it, and their servers suck. So, would you do paid reviews if you had it written in contract that you could give your honest opinion? See, I think that is a part of a lot of the contracts. You know, there might be some subtle implication that you can't say certain things, but like that's the problem is that once money's involved, I feel like there would be this added pressure um because I'm me. I don't know what my issue with this is, but I feel like I wouldn't be able to do it right. So I would probably I would just like to avoid it completely. Maybe it'll be fine. I don't know. It is 1999. What is your favorite video game? When did Chrono Trigger come out? I think Chrono Trigger came out in 1996, didn't it? How do I not know when my favorite game came out? Chrono Trigger, 1995. Oh, water bottle to the heart. Oh, yeah, that's my favorite game in 1999, and still now. Can I watch your Elden Ring video even if I didn't finish the game yet? Because spoilers? No, you can't. No, it spoils everything. Do 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 do. Did you ever get fear of missing out playing games like Dark Souls? When I first played Bloodborne, I couldn't help myself watching a Let's Play at the same time in case I missed anything. For example, I have found optional bosses like, okay, I won't say it otherwise, and I don't really have the effort. Yeah, kind of. Usually when I'm done playing those games, I will look up to see if I missed anything. Like and it's not just I see credits, like once I do another pass around the place, I will look up to see if I miss anything, and then I will go do it. So kind of, yeah. And I think you're meant to do that. There's some stuff in those games that's so hard to find that I feel like you are meant that's the kind of experience that there's like an optional piece that they hold back. In Dark Souls 1, it's the whole entire DLC. Um, so I think that's pretty good. Why'd you get angry at Hunt Showdown? I want to go back and I'm not sure. So Hunt Showdown, uh, the servers are probably the biggest issue, and it's not balanced all that well. And I'm fairly certain that there are a lot of cheaters in that game. If you go back, the player base is very small, and it's always been pretty small. It's pretty big now, actually. But if you go back and you look at their ban waves, and you look at the amount of people that they ban, compare like monthly, they were putting out ban numbers for every month. If you look at the ban numbers that they did compared to the player base that they had for the populations when I was playing the game, and they stopped reporting the ban numbers that they were doing, probably because it got higher. And if you consider that they're obviously not going to catch every single person that is cheating. If you add all that up, I think the calculation I came to was that it is statistically likely that you are going to be seeing a cheater every other match. Now, whether or not you are going to see that person, like maybe they'll be killed before they get to you, but if they're cheating, it's likely that they are going to find you. It really wears you down when you can never really be certain, especially with the amount of just like completely horseshit headshots you can get from like 300 meters away with like a fucking Cadwell uppercut. Like, I don't know. Like, I also found it pretty suspicious that when I would move up in the MMR, like when I was at a 5-star ranking for a while, the matches actually got easier than when I was at a 3 or a 4-star MMR. So I climbed the ladder fairly slowly in that. Like when the MMR came out, and at one point my KDA was zero point 0.6, which is terrible, and I think now it's 1.3, with like an actual positive kill to death as well, like on my own stats. So like I got it a lot better, and when I was climbing up the ladder, it wasn't always like easy, harder the whole time. And the amount of suspicious shit I saw earlier, especially when they were doing like free promos and the game was on sale, really made me suspicious. So yeah, I'm sorry I'm talking about Hunt Showdown when a lot of you don't really give a shit about that. But like even outside of that, let's just say that I'm wrong about this, and like all the things that I think are suspect are just like weird server issues. The servers are still bad. Where the amount of times that I would like shoot someone in the head and they just wouldn't die. You know, like I record my footage so I can see it back, and the amount of times it's just like, okay, this was a headshot, and it's just like they don't die. I even see like blood splatter go up, and the hit just doesn't register, stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty annoying. So as much as I love the game, it also has because it's just so unique. But it just has a lot of problems. The biggest problem it has in gameplay is the stalemates that you can get into. This will be the last point, I promise, and I'll answer something else that people actually care about. So Hunt Showdown is really is heavily based on sound. It's one of the best things about it, and it's based on getting into compounds, killing a boss, and then you have to a PVE boss, and then you have to leave with the bounty to get to an extract while the other players are trying to kill you. And it's very very compelling, and the gunplay is very slow, and it's a very thoughtful slow game. It's quite fun. But the thing is that there's this shotguns versus long range ammo, pretty much. Not always with scopes either. Like rifles versus shotguns is kind of like the meta there. If you've played the game, you know I'm boiling it down. Like I'm making it basic for the sake of the discussion. So the thing is that if you are someone who is planning to kill a boss, it behooves you to go into the compound with a close range loadout to kill the boss, because you have to stay in the compound for about like a minute or two while the boss gets ready to drop its bounty, and then you can leave. So you end up in these positions where you or if you're not that, you will probably take a longer range loadout because you're not going to kill the boss, so you're going to be trying to kill someone who's coming out after killing the boss because you want to push the advantage. So it leads matches into this position where there's a team that is stuck inside a house, a building, with close range weaponry, and a team outside that is got long range weaponry, and they're both making the best tactical and smart decisions, because why would you push in when you have long range weaponry, and why would you push out when you have short range weaponry? No one is making a bad decision, and it just basically boils down to who loses their patience first. That's it. And the person who loses their patience first is me. Because I don't have any fucking patience for fucking just like because people will just not move. They like seriously. There have been like the person I played it with is way more patient with me, and we will do matches sometimes where I will be like, okay, we just played three rounds in a row where I was the one that dictated that we rushed like hell, and we won, but we got some shitty deaths or whatever. So you know what, like the guy likes to play a lot slower and make sure that we're not rushing into anything. So this round we're gonna do slow, and we're gonna have like a 50-minute round, because that's really how long it takes. And we've been sitting outside a compound like trying to poke the windows and everything, and I am telling him for 40 minutes the whole time, dude, there's no one in there, man. Like, they haven't picked up the bounty. Everyone else is dead. I'm telling you, dude, he's not in there anymore. It was probably just a kill trade. He's dead. He's gone. He disconnected, or he just left or something. I'm telling you, man, we haven't heard anything. We haven't seen a single head, no movement, no footsteps, no gunshot, nothing. He's gone. There's no way. We walk in, and he's been sitting in a corner for 40 minutes. Literally, the guy has not moved for 40 minutes. That's how people play this game, okay? 40 fucking minutes. These fucking bushwookies will just sit there and just not move, because if you move, you send out a footstep that echoes, and then you can actually find where they are and you can shoot them through the wall. I'm like, holy shit. I hate it so much, man. I hate it so much. Like, I think all you have to do in this game is you just need to make it so if you haven't moved in a while, you start emitting like your character is getting like it's strained to hold the position, like crouched, so your character starts going, ugh, like their back is seizing up or something, like just something, like just make it so everyone has like a little bit of sound if you stand, like, because oh my god, I hate it so much, you know. Anyway, I'm sorry. You're really passionate about Hunchdown. I played it a fair amount. So yeah. You start farting. Have you played the DLC for Outer Wilds and what did you think of it? I have not yet. I'm saving it for stream. On a similar note, any plans for Crosscode and its DLC? I haven't played the DLC for Crosscode yet. No, I haven't. No, no. My gaming time for fun has been pretty limited, and most of it was Hunt Showdown. Um, so I've been playing it over a long period of time, but I haven't played it in months now. I think maybe even half a year. I can't remember when was the last time I played Hunt Showdown. I haven't played Crosscode. There's been a lot of little games I've tried that like little as in unknown games, but I didn't finish them. But it's just like that game came out. I'm gonna try it real quick. A really good game, kind of like similar to Crosscode that I played, is Unsighted. If you want to try that, I highly recommend Unsighted. But I haven't finished it. But that's not because I don't want to. It's because I didn't have time to finish it. Like there's lots of games where like I have a little bit of time. Let me just try this out real quick, and I'm interested in seeing that. But Unsighted is really good. What else is on my Steam list? I played a little bit of Tunic, but I'm not really that thrilled about it. Haven't played Pray for the Gods yet. I want to try that. I played the ActRaiser remake because that was just a very special game for me growing up, and they made it anime. It's just fucking great. Can't believe that they made it anime. Riftbreaker was decent. I played the Riftbreaker a bit. That's kind of like a very arcadey version of Factorio. So if you like something that's a little more twitchy and shooty and has like kind of Factorio vibes, the Riftbreaker is actually pretty good. Persona 4. Curse of the Dead Gods was decent as well. I thought that was a pretty good roguelike, but I didn't play it as much as Gungeon, so I don't know. I feel like Curse of the Dead Gods has a better gameplay loop and better game feel than Hades. And I like Hades, but I don't love Hades. I know that's a hot take, Hades opinion. But I have to say, despite looking at Curse of the Dead Gods and thinking, yeah, this is more my speed, I didn't play it that much. So I don't know if I just got bored or if I got distracted by something or whatever. Or maybe I do like Hades better and I need to think about that some more. Oh no. When do you normally stream? Never. I don't. I will probably stream at some point later in the week though, at something close to the regular time that we used to stream, which is around 1 p.m. Eastern. What was the old stream? Is the bot still here? Does the bot probably says that streams are unscheduled still, right? We never updated that, and by we I mean me. 1 p.m. Eastern. It says in the temp info panel. Bum bum bum. Yeah, so I'll probably do a stream at that time sometime later in the week. I've been streaming for 3 hours already. Holy shit, time just flies. I forgot about that for streaming. It just goes. Being father is cool, and I'll admit you miss streams. Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, streaming can get stressful, and I feel like the longer the stream season goes on, the more stressful it gets. So I think I would rather just admit to being more flexible and admit that I need more time off instead of trying to keep a streak. It comes back to that efficiency thing again. Like it's just so much more efficient to just constantly be on a schedule and never miss a day. If you miss a day, it really sets you back. But maybe I should look at it more of an experience kind of thing and be okay with it. But I don't know. It's hard to stay in that mindset. But yeah, it's really hard for me to keep the schedule for streams because I'm narcoleptic. So the amount of times that I've streamed, either I woke up literally 30 minutes before the stream started, or I've been awake for 24 hours and then the stream starts and then I have to stream for 4 hours and then I'm awake another 6 hours after the stream. Um, that happened a lot because I wanted to keep the schedule. So maybe I just need to just admit that I can't do that while still streaming as best as I can, which may be frustrating for a lot of you. But if it's that or no streams at all, like I don't know, man. Are you really narcoleptic? Yeah, I really am. Yeah, I really am narcoleptic. I know I can be like sarcastic and jokey, but I really am narcoleptic. Yeah. Sorry if I answered. Begging plans to start uploading old stream VODs on second channel again. Cage Miss is the funniest series of streams. I want to rewatch it if it's not been lost to the void. There is a way to see them. I think I think they are on YouTube. Someone else uploaded them. They're even highlights. I watched part of them back recently, and they're still really funny because no one can make me laugh like I make me laugh. I would like all of them to go on the channel, but I can't really promise that right now. Sorry. Lots and lots of things are on the back burner, and there's just a mountain of stuff to do for that, and it's just got to the point because of the copyright claims and all the hell that went through it that I'm just kind of like it's become like a huge thing that I need to deal with. But yeah, I would like to do it. Were you surprised at the reaction of the Elden Ring video? Yeah, so when I uploaded the Elden Ring video, I was acutely aware that I might not have a YouTube career anymore because it's been so long since the last upload, and like I said earlier, it's been like 3 years since the last upload on the channel that wasn't a Witcher video. So I was acutely aware that I might be hitting upload and learning that I don't have a career anymore. You know what I mean? Like just like this stream, I was aware that when I hit live that I might like only have 50 people watching me, and there are 1,500 of you. So that's really heartening to see. Like okay, you can take extended breaks and it's fine, but yeah, it's I was surprised at the reaction. I was surprised by how well the video did, and I was surprised that most people agreed. You have to understand, like, I get accused of being a contrarian a lot, but I'm not. Like, I have some opinions that go against the grain, but for the most part, I think I'm right on. Like most critically acclaimed games, I also like. And most games that most people don't like, I also don't like. Like there are like even Odyssey, I still like it. I just don't like it as much as everyone else. Breath of the Wild, I love. It's just that I have criticism for it. Silent Hill 2, I still like. I just don't think it's the best game ever. So it's like even when I disagree with a lot of people that have these extreme opinions, I'm usually not on the opposite end even. The Uncharted games, I like them. Last of Us I like. Last of Us 2 I don't like, and most people don't like it either. So I feel like the contrarian label doesn't really apply to me. But usually when I do put up videos, I do see a lot more friction when it comes to my points, that a lot more people don't like the criticism that I say, and a lot of that is that they don't understand that you can be critical of things that you like a lot. But usually I hit a lot more disagreement, and this is like the first big video that I've done that is criticizing quite harshly, the big new beloved game, and almost everyone is agreeing with it. Like seriously, like almost everyone. Like this is the first time I've ever released a critical video on the big new game, and it's really resonated with people. Like when the Breath of the Wild thing, it resonated a little bit, but not really. There was a lot of pushback. Odyssey, obviously, like holy shit, like a huge amount of pushback on that one, still ongoing. God of War, a little bit of agreeing, but like God of War, I think God of War is closer to perfect than Elden Ring, I think. I've been thinking a lot about God of War's combat system lately, and I feel like God of War is closer to being the best like grounded melee combat that you can get than Elden Ring is. The way that God of War that has you like blocking and parrying and dodging and throwing and everything. Like if you added like a jump and an air dash and maybe one other thing, I think that if you develop that enough, I really think that God of War could be just fucking just outstanding when it comes to its combat. And you also need more enemy variety. It kind of shits the bed there, especially as it goes on. But yeah, I'm surprised at how much the Elden Ring video has resonated with people. All the criticism aside, do you think Elden Ring lived up to the hype? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it did. Maybe I should have said that in the video as well. You play Hunt Showdown? Not anymore. See, I read that because it was first time chat from viewer. God damn it, Twitch. I'm like a fucking dog here. Have you played Ultra Kill? I have not. I think the big dump of positivity in the beginning also helped balance the video. I do that on the other ones though. I did that for Breath of the Wild, didn't I? I kind of did that for Odyssey, but maybe not. I don't know. Recommended nonfiction book. Sapiens is the big one I go to. I really like Sapiens. Can you please upload the stream on YouTube if you have time? I could maybe. We'll see. Just the text on the screen. Have you tried parrying in Elden Ring? It made me discover that number of bosses have almost unavoidable default attacks like Morgott one-handed upward swing or big one's downward one. No, I didn't parry. I don't parry in these games anymore. I don't parry and I don't fish up backstabs. Although occasionally I will like accidentally backstab or I won't be able to resist the backstab. And occasionally now and then I will parry, but I didn't parry. I didn't have a shield out for like my playthrough, so I couldn't parry in Elden Ring. Okay, so when I say that I don't parry anymore because it's too easy, people seem to think I'm saying that parrying is easy. That's not what I mean. Parrying is absolutely the hardest, highest risk versus reward thing that you can do in these games. So I'm not saying the act of parrying is too easy. It's just that when you get good at parrying to the point that that's all you do, it becomes really easy because you get so used to it, and I get bored. And I just really don't like doing it. Like, I parried all the way through Dark Souls 1, and that was enough parrying for me for the rest of my life. Like, it's not just that, it's also boring. There's so much downtime. Like, I don't know if, like, is this another thing that's just for me, that whenever I parry someone in Dark Souls, and then I get the riposte, like, I take a swig of my drink. Like I'm trained again like a dog. Like if I don't have a drink, I'll scratch my head. Like, or I'll like put the controller down for a second. Like I do a little fidget every single time I get the riposte off after I get a parry off in Dark Souls 1 because it just takes so long. So like I just don't like that part of it. And backstabs I don't like doing because again it just trivializes so much of Dark Souls 1. But I don't think you can do that all that well in Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring now anyway. So I think that's a little bit more fair. I like guard counter slot. I do too. I think it's a good system. How about that parry night before something boss fight? Did you parry it or just jump attack spam? I don't remember parrying that, so I must have just jumped attack spammed it. Would you be alright with a big streamer like Osmongold reacting to your Elden Ring video on the stream? Yeah, I'd be okay with it. I can't really stop them. I think Forzen tried to watch the Witcher 1 video at one point and just like fucking turned it off after 10 minutes. And that's so cringe to me. Like I'm like, oh, I don't blame him. Like why would you even start watching that on a stream? Like what are you gonna do? Like yeah, that's really funny. For Elden Ring, I was surprised you didn't bring up the crafting system. I found I never used any items I collected, and I did enjoy finding items that would be good against dragons or something, but I couldn't use them on unique weapons, which you're encouraged to use. So I kept picking up a lot of junk and never used items. Yeah, that's another thing that I wish I put in the video, like discussing the crafting system. I never used it at all, even though I kind of like the idea of having like the reusable pots that you can make something and you get it back when you use a bonfire. That seems like a good system to me, but for whatever reason, I was like, I don't want to use that, even though it doesn't break my rule of limited consumables. It seems like a fair system if you want to go with that. I just didn't engage with it, so I didn't want to criticize it. But I will criticize that so much of the loot is devoted to that shit. Like, what are those red leaves that you can pick up that are sometimes in chests? I think those are to do with crafting, right? It's like, all right, well, this is a waste of time. Again, it's like more universal rewards, but maybe the crafting is supposed to be a universal reward, and not engaging that is a mistake. But man, I feel like the game is kind of bad if you're meant to do all that shit. Did you know that you can use the freezing pot to? Yeah, I did. Yeah, 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 yeah. I didn't know that now. I didn't know that when I made the video. I know that now. I've seen someone say it. Yeah. Do you think you're going to be to Elden Ring what Matthew Matosis is to Dark Souls 2? No, because I'm right. So, no, no. Have you seen? Honestly, no, I don't think so. I don't think that I will have that amount of influence. No, like Matthew Matosis's video, still to this day, has informed and influenced just so many people's opinions on Dark Souls 2. I don't think my video will be that. No, I think there's a lot more people doing the kind of videos that we do now. So I don't think it can be attributed to just one person. Hi, dude. You have any thoughts on if and what Breath of the Wild 2 should take from Elden Ring? Dungeons. I don't know. Like, so the best things about Elden Ring in terms of the open world are how you explore it and the surprises that happen. That's really hard to do. So I don't know. And FromSoft has a lot of experience doing it in their semi-open worlds already. So I don't know if another developer could do that as easily. So they're drawing on a lot of experience. But Breath of the Wild is a lot more open, a lot more freeform. Dungeons for sure, but I have a sinking suspicion that a lot of their dungeons, if they do add them, or dungeon-like areas, are just going to be encapsulated, floating in the sky or something like that. Like they're going to be on a separate plane, and there's going to be like teleports to lead to them, which is fine. That's not the worst thing in the world, but like I probably should have said it more, but I didn't want to because I knew I couldn't use Breath of the Wild footage. But like Elden Ring gave me a lot of what I wanted out of Breath of the Wild. Like there's this part in Breath of the Wild where it's on the western part of the map, and it's like the big Grand Canyon, the big tear. If you played the game, you know what I'm talking about. The big like chasm that you can go really deep down in, right? And you can glide down it, and at the bottom of this canyon, when you follow it north, I think there's this entrance that looks like it's going to lead to like an underground palace. And I don't think I have ever gotten over the disappointment of going in there and it was just a bunch of those fucking like rooted laser robots and then nothing at the end. Like that, if that had like opened up to like this really cool dungeon that you can explore, and it rewarded you with something substantial and going through like that, that sort of thing. Elden Ring gave me that experience, man. Like Elden Ring like led me through those moments, set up those expectations, and then just paid it off like thrice over with just the amount of shit that they would just be like, here you go, Like, so it's really great that Elden Ring did that, and I would like other open world games to have that sort of thing. But I don't know if that's fair. Just like I say in the video, I don't think it's fair if you could let have really good open world combat. It's really hard to do and really hard to balance, to the point that even Elden Ring doesn't really do it. Like I don't think Elden Ring has really good open world combat. It's just Elden Ring just has Dark Souls combat, and they translated it well enough, and it just works so well because the combat base is so strong, and it's just like open world combat standards are so low that this just works. Whereas the balance is a nightmare, and it's just like most people are just riding past shit as well. So like. I don't know what other developers are gonna have to take from it, but that's like a multi-billion-dollar question, right? Because whoever can actually do that and capitalize that and improve it is gonna have a smash hit on their hands. As someone who mostly cares about spoilers on where to find things, is your Elden Ring video safe to listen to? I mean, are you talking about items, like where to find weapons and stuff? Because if so, yeah, probably it's safe. But if you're talking about like where to find areas and bosses and everything, then no, don't listen to it. Ever considered a game design career? I am sort of doing that, but it's very much in the background for now, kind of. Are you planning on playing the Elden Ring DLC when it comes out? Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Have you played Satisfactory? I have, yes. I like it quite a lot. It has some big Subnautica vibes. I think that it's going to be absolutely fantastic if they can capitalize on some of the exploration things that they do. When I played it, it was about 2 years ago, I think, and I was really surprised by how many rewards you could find in the world, but at that time they were all placeholder rewards, and I really enjoyed the exploration of that game. And I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting it to be like a 3D just Factorio, like whatever, just build a factory, but it actually has like an alien biome, and you can like see things around and everything. I think they're gonna add a story to it, maybe, I don't know. But like I would, maybe it's already got more into it. I haven't played it in so long. But yeah, I think that that's gonna be a very, very good game when it's completely done. So you disagree with Matthew on Dark Souls 2? I have a video on Dark Souls 2 where I lay out my arguments of why I disagree with like maybe two of his major points, but the rest I do agree with. Dark Souls 2 is definitely the weakest in the series. And when Matthew Matosis made that video, the DLC wasn't out. So like a big part of my argument of why Dark Souls 2 is actually a parody with Dark Souls 1 is that the DLC is just so fantastic. However, having said that, Dark Souls 2 is very strange in that there, so for a long time there was only Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2, and going from one to the other, there's probably a gap between you playing them. If you play Elden Ring, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3, even Sekiro and Demon Souls, and then you play Dark Souls 2, which is what I did when I replayed them all for Elden Ring, Dark Souls 2 just feels like the jankiest ass movement ever. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with Dark Souls 2's movement, but there's like, honestly, I think you have to play Dark Souls 2 for like 4 fucking hours before you finally acclimate to this weird ass fucking movement that it has. And even down to the attack swings, a lot of the attack swings are just like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, it takes so long for you. It's even slower than Dark Souls 1 in some respects. So I it's really hard to judge, because like right now replaying them, I was like, I even said to like Wuggy, I think I was talking to Wuggy about it, because Wuggy was replaying Dark Souls 1 at one point, and I was saying to Wuggy, I'm like, why did I ever like Dark Souls 2? Like, I don't understand. Like, what the fuck? Like, how did I ever make those videos? Because like I'm listening to myself, like past Joe, talk about how much he likes Dark Souls 2, and here I am playing it now in 2022, and I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like it feels so bad. And then I played it a little bit more, and I'm like, oh, okay, I remember now. You have to get used to the movement. It feels really fucking weird, and it's like in a lot of ways, Dark Souls 2 is like the least Souls-like of them all, because it's just such a weird thing to control. But my big things I disagree with Matthew Matosis on were the one-on-one fights, because Dark Souls 2 makes it work with regenerating health, and you need to engage with that system. And the lock-on with the camera, you don't have to use the regenerating health if you're good with the SS and taking the camera lock off on, but it erodes the whatchamacallit, the predictable and the preventable part of the combat, but it gives you regenerating health, so it makes sense. Sort of like Bloodborne, a lot of the fights in Bloodborne also kind of encourage trading, and trading is a way to get a win, and like you get healed for trading, so it is very much encouraged. So they're different games for that. I also find it absolutely fucking hilarious, by the way, that so many people have this opinion. Now poorly designed gank fights are complete shit. I will never disagree about that, but I will also take to the point that I will say that Ornstein and Smo are also kind of shit too, because the gank fights, like the way that the fights can layer over each other, doesn't really work in that fight either. It's better than some, but the only way a duo fight works, or a group fight works, is if they've been designed in mind in order to complement each other, and both enemies work together in a way that makes it fair for you, but also still a challenge. But I find it funny that a lot of people will staunchly just put their foot down and say, no, group fights will never ever work in this series, and the combat is built around locking on and being one-on-one, when the first ass boss in Demon Souls is a group fight. The first fucking boss in this whole ass series, you fight fucking like 20 to 30 dudes at the same time. Like, that is the first boss they ever did in this fucking series. And if you lock on, like, that fight is a fucking nightmare. Like, you have to drop your lock on. You have to dodge a bunch of things at the same time. You have to be aware of them, how they work and move as a group. You have to get behind them. Positioning really matters, and staying locked on makes that even worse. That's the first fucking boss, and it's a pretty good fucking boss, man. Like, and Like, and here the people like, no, this goes against the core of the series. This is the first boss. Like, you can't even skip that boss. Like, it is always the first boss for everyone, right? I don't think you can get to the other areas before that, right? So yeah, that's pretty funny. And then the next boss in that area is a group fight too. Like this. It's pretty funny. Anyway, can't even level up to be. Yeah, do. But everything else, I agree. The game is very lackluster when it comes to encounter variety. The way the world is put together is not that great. I do also think that H Bomber Guy had a point when he said that the way that the world is put together in Dark Souls 2 leads to more surprises. I don't agree with him, but I do think he has a point there that there is something there. Like from that observation, and that a game that is built around that kind of like unveiling and surprises, so it's not exactly put together well. Like at the beginning of that game, you even are dropped into kind of like a dreamland, and it's not exactly sure if this is a place that totally makes sense. But like I don't think it works that well in Dark Souls 2, but I can't disagree with the point completely. I think it does have some merit. But yeah, everything else I agree with Matthew Matosis on. For Dark Souls 2, it's pretty lackluster, and the DLC saves it. What do you want FromSoft to do next? Sekiro sequel? I think Bloodborne. I think a Bloodborne sequel. Give Bloodborne a jump and something like the perilous attack system, but it doesn't have to be exactly the same. Give Bloodborne a jump. I think Bloodborne would actually like I like a hook shot or a grapple kind of works for that, don't you think? Like, can't you see like the hunters having like a more like steampunky like chain based grapple that they're like they shoot out like a fucking harpoon that just like and they can go up shit like that. Like, I think that would fit quite well for that series. I know it's very much like Sekiro, but like I think taking a lot of Sekiro and putting into Bloodborne would work like fucking wonderfully. And if you add that with the trick weapons, I think you have a really good system. I think that you have a lot of offensive variety and build variety from all the trick weapons, so people are happy on that front. You can build encounters around them, players having all of these options and everything you build around too, so you can design encounters specifically for them, like that you could already, but Sekiro does that even better. And Bloodborne's theme is the only one that they don't really do the same thing over and over and over again. Like, even Sekiro kind of retreads some of the same ground, not really, but I would put Bloodborne as the furthest away from the rest of the Souls games in terms of themes and stuff like that. So I would really like to see them go back there with that sort of thing, but I don't think they will. For whatever reason, they won't. But we'll see. Speaking of which, have you seen H Bomb's latest Human Revolution video? I have. Yeah. It's really good. I enjoyed it a lot. I love the cutscene Jensen joke. It's such a good joke. uh, Reminds me of Emoji Joe. Do you read any Do you read any comic graphic novels, not like superhero stuff, but more narratively ambitious stuff like Saga or Sandman? The only graphic novel I've ever read is The Watchmen, and I liked it a lot. But I read a PDF of it for reasons. But I have it now, and I haven't read the physical copy. Like, I have an actual physical copy. Lily got it for me for Christmas last year, I think, and I haven't read it yet. She also got me a Geralt figurine of being in the bathtub because she's just so fucking funny. Two Christmases in a row, she's got me a Witcher figurine. Have you had this problem in Elden Ring that in Dark Souls you can just hug the wall to follow the route to get all items and explore everything, but in Elden Ring this approach just ruins open world and getting rid of this habit is very difficult? No, I don't think so. I usually engage with the layout and try and figure out where I'm supposed to go instead of just hugging the wall. But if you do like to follow walls in games, like I know some people do like to play that. I knew someone growing up that would play games like that. That they would like open a mini map in the game and they would see the boundary and they would actually just do a full circuit to make sure they don't miss anything. So I know that some people do that, but no, I don't play like that, so I didn't have that problem. How many people did you expect to join the stream? Like I thought like at best I would have like 400 people here. It's gone up as time has gone on. I should end it soon though. It's been 3.5 hours and I've needed to pee for like 2 hours. Favorite boss in area in Sekiro? My favorite boss is one I don't want to say because someone might spoil it. I show it in the Sekiro video though, so you know when I talk about the camera. Um, when it's sorry, the Elden Ring video. Area, the last one for sure. Would you review more art slash indie games in the future? I got into you from your amazing Edith Finch vid. I would love to. I don't know if I can though, or what I would do. The future videos is kind of up in the air because of being a dad. There's like 3 rough years ahead of us that I don't exactly know what's going to happen. Is difficulty in a video game subjective? Yeah, of course, yeah. Like I don't really know exactly what you mean, but like if you do mean that some people are going to find certain things harder than others, and not just because they're more experienced, but just they are just going to click with it better, then yeah, for sure, yeah. Did you watch Noah's video on Dark Souls? I did not know. How are you, Joe? Good to see you back in any case. I'm doing okay, thanks. Thoughts on Lost Ark? I have not played Lost Ark, so I can't comment on it. Sorry. Do you think some staff of CD Projekt Red watch your Witcher 1 and 2 videos? Do you think they'll watch your Witcher 3 video? I know for sure that at least a couple of them did. Usually there are some devs that watch the videos. I don't know if they tell me that just out of being polite or some sort of community management. I have had some devs message me from some high profile studios and say, like a lot of us watch your videos and we get a lot out of them, so thank you for that and blah 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 blah. And it seems earnest to me. But I don't know for sure. I would say that a lot of what I say in the videos is something that like almost all of it is what they already know. Like none of them are ever going to be like watching the videos being like, oh man, he's right, we should have done that. Like that's not a thing. But they might, because the way I structure the videos is very evidence based. Like this is coming from my own place of taking feedback. If anyone ever says to me, your videos are too long, you need to make them shorter, like I will just say, if I'm expected to respond, I'll just say okay, thank you. But if they're saying it in a vacuum and I'm not like they're not expecting me to read it, then I will just dismiss it. It's like this means nothing to me. But if they say your videos are too long because in this section you went on for this point too long and I feel like you already made the point here, and in this section you repeat yourself, and like examples, like they know exactly where it is that you went on for too long, now I'm listening. Now I'm like, oh okay, yeah, that could have been shorter. Yeah, I did repeat myself there. Like, so the fact that there's evidence in the videos, I always try and back up everything with examples, I think is like when I see that, I find that to be very worthwhile criticism and I can learn from that. So I'm guessing that that's how a lot of video game developers take the videos too. And that is so unbelievably rare in gaming. It's pretty rare in general, actually. I don't know if cinema and music critics are more like that or not. I don't know. I'm guessing a lot of them have systems set up that they do it in private instead of it being public. I don't know, but there aren't very many people who will give like evidence based feedback where it's like, here are the reasons why I didn't like this, and even if the reasons are like completely wrong, it's still worthwhile, I think. Did you get disappointed after watching the God of War Ragnarok trailer? I only watched a tiny little bit, and I was a little disappointed. Yeah, like it did. It looks like the exact same. You know what I mean? Like it just looks like more of that. And I like that game a lot, but it's been a while since that game came out. So, I don't know. Maybe they're gonna polish it up. Maybe that's why I got delayed. But, yeah. Would someone whose first Souls game is Elden Ring find other Souls games harder or easier? That really depends how you play it. If you use everything available to you in Elden Ring, you're gonna find the other ones harder. Although Dark Souls 1 is fairly easy. But if you don't, if you really push through, you're gonna find the other ones a lot easier. You should play more Steins Gate because it is a masterpiece. There's a lot to take from an exemplary use of time travel mechanics, and playing it is essential for cultural study and development. No, lol. Are you going to stream Silk Song when it comes out? Probably not. I think I'll play that on my own. I might stream it again after I'm done. Did you see that Valve Portal game with Cave Johnson? Just made me want Portal 3, honestly. I didn't see that, no. What's that? Do you sometimes play Sekiro just for fun and enjoyment? No, not really. I don't really play many games just for that right now because I don't really have time. I said earlier, like the only game I'd really be playing for that is like Hunt Showdown, and occasionally I'll play a game like for a little bit, but not really engage with it all that much. So only came to mind since I replayed them recently. Since I replayed it recently, but did you ever have any of the early Assassin's Creed games, and what are your thoughts on them? I played Assassin's Creed 1 when it came out, and I liked it actually. And I think I played 2. Yeah, I definitely played 2, but I don't think I played any of them after that. I played uh the fourth one briefly, and I haven't played Valhalla. I played Origins on stream for a bit, and I played the one after that a fair amount actually, but I didn't finish it. That's for the Witcher 3 video. What is that one? Fuck. Where you play as Cassandra or the other guy, but I played as Cassandra, so that's the only one I know. What game is that? Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Thank you. Holy shit, I don't know why I can't remember that. I liked Assassin's Creed 1 when it first came out. So I don't know if this is right or not, or maybe I was just like naive at the time. But the first time that I played Assassin's Creed 1 and I saw the dynamic climbing system in that game, my mind was completely fucking blown, and like it was just like holy shit. It was like on the level of like Portal of like I can't believe the technology, like that was just amazing. Like the climbing when it first came out. So that alone made it worth it, and there like the crowds in that game were really impressive. The gameplay was all right. The running felt okay. It would probably feel clunky now, but like I enjoyed that game. It was pretty good. I enjoyed the second one a little bit too, but like I don't know, as they went on, I kind of lost interest. And then something got spoiled for me, and I was just like, fuck it. 13 Sentinel stream went, I don't know, but we will stream it at some point. There was a 30-minute tech demo for the Steam Deck. I have one of those, by the way. It had Cave Johnson in it, and this fake Wheatley was pretty funny. Oh, that sounds pretty fun. How many Northern Line streams did you watch last month? Half of one. I think I watched half of his Elden Rings, half of one of his Elden Ring streams. You piece. What are your thoughts on the latest Spider-Man skin design for Fortnite? I don't have any, and I think I'm going to call it here, everybody. I'm starting to get a little wilted, and I'm slurring a little bit more. So 3 hours and 40 minutes. That's actually pretty good, considering I haven't done this in a while. I will stream at a normal time at so 1 p.m. Eastern at some point in the week. It won't be today. Maybe Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. I'll do a test stream. We'll actually play a game, but I'll probably just do another Q&A thing where I just answer questions while the game's on the background, and we will see if and we'll see how the sound is with the kids awake and making a bunch of noise. And it's a good time to stop now too, because people are going to start waking up soon. So yeah, that's it. So thank you for stopping by. Hopefully this was somewhat enjoyable. I mostly wanted to answer questions about the Elden Ring video, but we ended up doing just more of a Q&A kind of thing anyway. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes on the next stream later in the week, and if it's fine and the audio is okay, like I don't know if we'll be able to confirm it in one stream because maybe the kids are going to be quiet that day. But like if while I'm streaming, like you can just hear Relentless Paw Patrol and Blippi and Genevieve's fucking playhouse, like oh, and all the shouting and the screaming and the stomping and everything. Then maybe not. And maybe there'll be a better time though. But like if I'm on a later schedule, I could just stream when they're asleep. But that's a different audience at that point. But there are some familiar faces here, despite it being at a really weird time. So I don't know. Maybe there's like a big window I could change over. I'm kind of resetting my streaming career, so I don't know. I'll think about it and we'll see. And people who used to watch it might have to watch the VODs, unfortunately, because it's just how it is, unfortunately. Paw Patrol or Breaking Bad? Paw Patrol all the way. Paw Patrol on a roll. So we'll see. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for letting me test out the new audio system and everything. Hopefully it's fine next time. Next time we're actually gonna have a game running, so we'll see if the settings are fine. But it seems like the new microphone's pretty good. I was worried I was gonna have to sit really close to the microphone. It was gonna be awkward, but no, it actually picks me up quite well. So that's good. Anyway, see you all later. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you for any subs or anything. If you ignored the warning, I can't say thank you individually, but thank you all the same. Thank you very much. Really, dog?